Hey, what's going on, everyone? Happy Monday. I was getting ready to say Tuesday, but it's still Monday. So happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Sabrina Soul, and today we will be reviewing Ready to Love Miami, episode number 7. And tonight I have such an amazing panel. I have a new face and everything. So like always, I like to begin with everyone introducing themselves and letting you guys know where you can find them on social media as well. So we're gonna start with it's J Dub and go.
Hey everybody, it's J Dub, YouTube's #1 commenter. I can be got tired laughing. You can find me on my channel. It's J Dub. I do reviews on reality shows such as Ready to Love, Married at First Sight, pretty much all of them when I got time to do it. So check me out if you want a detailed review from a different perspective.
How's it going? I'm Gustavo Carr. I am an actor and I just like talking shit. So we talk about the show together with my best friend, Jamie. And on a serious note, we just really are in that stage in our life where we're ready to love. So we like to watch the show and just learn as much as possible. So we started talking about it on our own little thing. But this season, we haven't had a second because we've been a little too busy. So it's been awesome to be able to keep catching it up with all y'all and Sabrina. And you can catch me on all my socials, TikTok, Instagram, at Gustavo Victor Carr.
What's up, everybody? Tyrone E. Wilson. You can find me at Ty Wilson21 all over social media. I was on the Ready to Love DC season with Sabrina, so I come to show my support. I have my perspective from life, from being on the show, and things of that nature. So I look forward to the panel tonight. Get to sit with Miss Demita Joe for the first time, so that's going to be fun. The rest of the panel, y'all pretty cool too. So. Thanks for having me again, Sabrina.
You are more than welcome. Thank you for being here.
I guess it's my turn. I'm Miss Demita Joe. You can find me on YouTube at Miss Demita Joe. So I started really committing to doing reviews on Sabrina and Tyrone season. And then I also follow It's J Dub. So I was like, oh, I could do this. So I started, my channel. And I love reviewing it. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me. Like I said, you can find me on YouTube, Miss Demita Joe.
Yes, and last but not least, I am Jamie Alexander, on-camera host, real estate investor. Just like Gus said, we used to have our own thing going with Ready to Love after shows. Started with Sabrina's season as well because it was so good. But yeah, now we're here as guests on her panel, and I just love talking about this. And this is actually my time to kind of kick it and chill with y'all. So who better to do it than with you guys? So yeah, happy to be here.
Facts.
Period.
Okay, so yeah, I just had to go take care of something real quick.
Yeah, that was easy.
Real easy. So yes, and just to let everyone know that you actually are some of the reasons why I started reviewing the show. I didn't think that I would like it as much as I do. I would have never even thought in a million years, 2 years ago, I would be reviewing a show that I was on. And I love watching you guys. And like Jamie said, I was like, hey, I think I could do that too. And because I love the show so much, it kind of just made sense. So thank you so much for all of you guys being here and supporting me. Hello to my soulmates in the chat. Hold on, because I thought that I blocked this person. Let me make sure. Okay. I thought that I blocked them. But, okay. And yes. So before we move forward, I just have to ask this question. Just a quick comment, summary, recap of how you guys are feeling about Ready to Love Miami thus far.
Well, for me, it hasn't changed. I say this cast is pretty forgettable, and it's a lacking of substance. But I love the scene in Miami. I've been waiting for this. Hasn't delivered so far, but I'm still hopeful that it'll improve. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. What about you guys?
I'm kind of with J Dub. I don't feel like there's that many interesting people on it. Yeah, I'm not really entertained that much so far, personally, but it's still fun to watch. It's a lot different from the last 2 seasons. I
Yes.
feel like the caliber has definitely been, I don't want to say lowered because I'm not talking shit for once. It's just a little under par from what we were used to, especially coming from Tyrone and Sabrina season and then to the next one. I feel like it's kind of having like a decline, which is kind of concerning. But it's still fun to watch people try to deal with love because it's hard. So I'm still enjoying it, but I'm a little underwhelmed.
Tyrone.
Man, y'all are tough sometimes. Um, I always said it was, a solid show, and it was starting to be like a really solid show. I feel like, at every point in everyone's journey, you finally decide on a person, and I feel like we're starting to see that more and more, even though they're not showing it, but their nonverbals are telling it all. I wouldn't necessarily say it's boring, like it is giving us things to talk about, to have discussions about. Um, I just feel like, the audience is kind of tough on the people sometimes. Like you want a lot more than, you know, what's there.
You would say that, Tyrone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
the
would.
cast. Yeah, expectations are high. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Well,
about
just
to
the
say,
substance is lacking, I think, is what it is with me. There's no substance really that I'm attracted to or invested into any of these people's scenarios. It's kind of that's what
That's
I mean by
exactly
it.
what I was
Sorry,
gonna
Ty.
say. For
mhm.
you guys this season, it was kind of like we were able to connect with some of you, right? We got a little bit more of your personalities, and there was some mystery to it. Like now, it's just like we're trying to see. Okay, none of these people are my type. Let me just look around and see what I can make work. That's how I'm feeling about this show this season right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. No one would have enough nerve to sing a Korean song. You know, nobody gives
Damn,
that
still
I was
every
energy.
time,
waiting. I was
Needs
every
that
waiting.
kind of
time.
energy. You know,
But he
to
was being
a,
himself, right? And
to a
I feel
half
like
Korean
nobody's
lady.
being
So
themselves right now.
yeah,
So
We made it 7 minutes in, Tyrone. Bitch J Dub made it 7 minutes in. So that was good. That was
that was
good.
good. Yeah.
Normally it's between like 3 and 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's quicker.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I with the first couple of episodes, I think what got me was the hook, the reeling in, was the drama that they showed in the very beginning with the previews, like the future previews of like the drama and the cattiness and the arguing. And I was like, oh yes, I was like, I'm here for it. And then by episode 3, I was like, hold on, am I watching the same show? I was like, what happened? And now it's like episode 7, and I'm like, okay, I'm starting to feel like what I was waiting for in episode 3 and 4 is now finally happening in episode 7, and it looks like episode 8. And I kind of want to say it was like that on our season too, me watching it as a viewer. Because you really didn't find out a lot about the people on the show either until a little bit later, because in the beginning you saw this person this way, you saw him as that way, you really didn't know. And then towards later on in the episodes, it's kind of like, wait a minute, I didn't know she was going to be like that. Wait a minute, did he do that? So, and that's how I'm feeling like how this season is. So it's like, I don't want to jump too far and say, just because it's still early, because that's how it was with our season from me watching it. So that's just what I take from it. But I think it's gonna get better, hopefully. Because if not, then I'll
Jamie,
go by episode 10, and then that might be it.
Yeah, there's only 3 episodes left, so I don't know what we're waiting for. But I'm not interested in anyone because they're not interested in each other, and it's really obvious.
that's
And
it.
Yeah.
yeah, so to be honest, I've kind of lowered the bar. That's why I still continue to watch. So even, for own producers, Will Packer, I've lowered the bar and expectations of the show. So I'm cool watching it because it gives us something to talk about. And there's still enough there for us because of the way we speak and our depth. We're able to add context to things and make it a little bit more than what it really is. But it seems very reflective of the current dating scene, but I'm just very underwhelmed. Like, yeah, I had to keep lowering the bar. Each season, I'm like, okay, well, this is what they're gonna give us. I'll watch. All right, like.
I'm not gonna
I'm
lie.
glad
If I
I
wasn't
finally
talking on
got.
fantasy, I wouldn't watch it. I've gotten to the point now I wouldn't even watch it anymore if I wasn't talking with you guys about it, because
That
it's
part.
just so it's not and it's fun to talk with you guys about it. That's why I really enjoy it. So then I watch it, but it's so forced, it's so produced. I don't, like you said, Sabrina, how you liked people more when season went on because opinions changed. That's the opposite that's happened with me actually. I've been like, oh, they're like that. Like, I'm not going to say certain names, but I am going to say that I still do stand for Samson. Okay.
We know. What were you getting ready to say, J-Dub?
I'm so glad y'all finally came around from the last review I did with you guys. I told y'all like this show is it's not there. You know, maybe I come from that perspective, you know, where I expect a lot, but it is what it is. So I
You
mean,
did say that. I remember that.
I said it, yeah.
You weren't
Oh, you
impressed.
did too hard, but yeah.
Question, like, what do y'all want to see from the show?
Depth,
And even if you're in the audience, what do you want to see from the show?
connection.
We
depth.
want to see
Real
want to
connection,
see a guy sing a Korean song to a woman, have enough nerve to do that, or a contestant to open her legs and say it's a flower in bloom, stuff like that. Things that stick out, things that we can connect to, things that make us laugh, or a guy saying like, "Hey, that's my wife. I never went on a date with her, but that is my wife." So like we need stuff like that.
Stress.
People to jump out there and just give of themselves. That's what we
You
need.
know when he's done.
But then
I mean,
also to see there was so
we
much
first
more
need like real people.
transparency. Yeah.
So because like they're scripting all of this, and it seems like there's always a Joker on there every season, and it's like they have these roles. So we're seeing the story that they want us to see, and that's the irritating part. But I feel like they need to go to like some different towns and not like big cities. I don't know.
I feel like. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm even ready for the creepy guy like a Troy or a guy who feels on people and kisses too much. I mean, just to get it exciting, get the spark going. Something. This is like just people missing each other. I don't see the connections at all. They're almost like trying to force connections.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's getting to the point now where Ready to Love has its 1 through 20 persons, and it's like, we have to have the Joker. We have to have the clown. We have to have the mean girl. We have to have this person. We have to have, and it's like each person, yes, on each show. It's like, wait a minute, they remind me of, like, I'm getting a lot of that now. And I'm just like, wait a minute, is this like yeah. So, but I don't know. I just feel like they're just placing the same people, but different people in these positions to play these parts of like a movie that they're trying to do. I don't know. It's just getting kind of weird.
I mean, you guys had more transparency in your episode. Like Tyrone, you talked a lot about your PTSD. You went into depth with your stuff. We knew so much more about everyone else. We knew kind of, I'm starting to forget names because it's been a while, but the guy that was leaving Post-its everywhere, Corey. Anyway, we still found out a little bit about his family. Even on the season after, with Donovan speaking about his mother and his background and like, I'm not getting any meat. I don't know anything about Jamala or why she is the way she is and how she came up or anything she got going on. I don't know nothing about Randall. I don't know nothing about like Kayla. Like, who are these people? I'm not getting anything. Like,
and that's probably Owen's fault because they probably filmed some of that stuff.
Oh,
I remember
yes.
saying that there was stuff that was filmed that never played, never aired.
Yeah. So that for us, that was the first episode, right? They did like a background session on all of the cast members.
That was fun.
And they didn't do that this season.
No,
or last season.
I don't even think they did it last season either. Yeah.
People complain, so they probably was like, because they do a lot of watching people like it's J-Dub and like people who review the shows all the time, and they take their ideas, and then next season you'll see, oh, we're getting rid of the casting special, or oh, we're gonna do it like this. So they need to send y'all a check.
And people start judging right away just off of that first introduction too.
Yeah. Exactly.
But isn't that real life, kind of, a little bit?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean by being overproduced. Everything is in the hands of production, trying to make it fit a formula, like you just said, having the characters drawn out already and the cast act accordingly to the last few seasons. And when you when you do that for film or television, that's an actor's job to do that. These aren't actors; these are people, and they're not fulfilling those roles authentically.
Well,
So
Sabrina
it does
and
feel a
Tyrone
little
are
pushed
actors,
with them.
but those people might be actors.
I didn't get my.
Well, they're bad if they are.
Yeah.
Not you and Sabrina. I'm saying I cut out. Sorry, I have bad service here. There's thunderstorms and everything happening, so the connection might be off. But if this cast are actors, then that's why they're on the show, because they're not good at it.
I think
any of the guys.
But that's just
Does anybody
me.
like any of the guys besides Samson? For me, at least.
I like Randall. I like Samson. I like LJ. Yeah.
Do you?
I mean,
I like that. I like
what do you
that.
mean?
Really? Who really likes LJ?
I mean, not on like, so I just think that, okay, like even when I like do my watch parties, at the end of the day, do I feel like that in real life, like LJ is one of like those guys? No, I don't. But I think he's a really nice guy. I think that, you know, he may be ready to love from what I see way more than some of the other guys that's on the show. I think that he comes off, you know, really like down to earth, really genuine. I feel like he's someone that I could talk to. Like, I like him. If I had to choose some people, those would be the 3 people that I would choose.
So admittedly, like I've been hard on the guys ever since my season. I don't know if you've been paying attention, J-Dub, but I do hold the guys accountable, right? Because I want to see the vulnerability. I want to see the guys step out there. And if you lose, right? Because I feel like we could all learn from that, and we need to normalize men doing that, right? But LJ not fooling me.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
LJ is not fooling me.
And that's what
he's nice.
Yeah. And when I say these things about the guys, like I don't mean it to throw shade. I just am saying it because like I have lived a full life, and I feel like some of the, I don't want to say characters, but I feel like some of the things I'm seeing from the guys, I've either seen it or I've done it or my friends have done it. You know what I mean? So I've been there. I've been at that level of growth and experience in my life. So I see it, you know what I mean? And I see it early. And I try my best, you know, to be positive about it. But, you know, once you come to like episode 3 or 4 and it's continuous, you're like, yeah, I knew that, you know, right when he first sat down. So I'm sure we'll get into it.
So you think LJ is running game?
Huh?
You think LJ is running game?
I actually think all of them are.
I mean, there are some moments where LJ slips, right?
He did this episode.
Yeah, and most people will slip. Like Kayla slips sometimes. Like there's a person that you try to be, but then someone will make a comment, and then you slip into like who you really are or what feels good to you, right? Like there was like in this episode, there was like a deep comment, and LJ just couldn't stop himself. You know what I mean?
Yep. And he did a 90-day rule when they mentioned waiting for 90 days. He told on himself.
He said, "I ain't waiting." But I think that's pretty obvious. I mean, not obvious. That's pretty honest, right?
I mean, I thought that was a lot better than hearing him, the other person, Justice, talking about, I can have sex with you right now just by looking. I just got to parlay off one thing you said, Tyrone. It's funny you said that because I was thinking that same thing today, and I felt narcissistic for it. So thank you for making me feel better about it. But I felt like these were all guys of different versions of my past self that were like an accumulation of me to feeling like as a grown person.
Yeah.
Just like by like even Justice specifically, just so like just not there, trying to be. I can't put, but anywho, I'm not going to go on to the whole thing. But I agree with you on that aspect for sure. I thought the same exact thing today.
Every time y'all say Justice's name, my eyes just roll in my head. So
they roll
for that.
They roll. My eyes just roll.
I've been there. In defense of justice.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Tyrone.
No, I was gonna say in defense of justice, like I've been there. Like you could look at someone and be like, okay, yeah, I got it. You know? But I'm not gonna say that out loud. You know what I mean? With the cameras on. You know what I mean? Like we've all been young, you know?
In defense to Justice, not to make him me, but when I acted from that space in my life, of being just so closed off. I was literally trying to save myself from trauma.
That part.
So I
That's what
wasn't
I
happy
said.
with the outcome of where my life was. So I was like, I don't know what 5 years is, because that was the way I was handling my trauma. And I kind of see him because I was raised by women as well. So I see him and I understand him. I'm not saying we're the same person, but I saw the reflection happening of what you were speaking of.
I always thought it was different. And from the beginning, I said, when a dude is not showing you interest, it's because he either don't want to or he don't have to. And I said it from the beginning. I feel like he's very underwhelmed with the women that are on the show. I feel like he's seen some things to where, it's just not impressive to him. And he feels
He
like
could at least show up, though. He
he
could at
don't have
least
to.
show up.
He don't have to.
But he could at least. But
Yeah,
to me,
but
that means if you show up, you have
don't-
integrity. There's a decency to you. Like,
Yeah.
not to be fake and showing up, but showing up. The energy he's bringing, which we'll get to, I'm not going to put too much on it, Sabrina. It's just like, why are you showing up? What's the point?
Yeah.
Hard rock every Friday.
All right, guys. So we are actually going to get started so we can start reviewing this episode because y'all are saying all these things. I'm like,
Did you catch that? Did you catch that comment?
So in the beginning of episode, what did you say, Tyrone?
I said, did y'all catch that comment? He did get the plug in, even on
Oh,
the elimination.
absolutely.
Yeah, even on the elimination. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you come to my club. You come every Friday. So the episode starts off with Tommy meeting the ladies in the ladies' lounge, and Tommy tells them that the men will be meeting their friends and one of the men at the end of the week will have to go. The very first date we have is Randall meeting Jamala's friends. Randall tells her friends that he does have other connections, but with Jamala, she feels like pretty much she is his BFF, and that was something and one of the things that he was looking for. And her friends say that he seems very genuine and they really like him, and Jamala feels closer to him as well since this date. How do you guys feel about Jamala and Randall and their
I feel like Jamala is a Libra because she's just very wildly optimistic. Like, this is my man and my BFF and olive juice and like she's just so optimistic. And I don't think it's all bad, but I do think Randall does a great job at playing it super cool because I genuinely believe he's undecided. So it's just very interesting. She's just very hype. I think she's a little, I don't know. She's just very hype over something that I'm not seeing from him, but maybe I just can't read his energy properly. But I'm just like, it's very obvious where she's at. I'm not all the way sure where he's at. So it's just interesting to watch that dynamic.
I more see Jamala as like a level 5 clinger. Like she's stuck with her man. She thinks she's in a relationship. She's not. I don't want to go too hard on Randall because this episode I learned he's from the hometown, the home team, a native.
From DC.
Yeah, he's from DC. So, I got to ease up on him, but I still got to keep it real. Like, I think Randall says things in the moment that to please the women or that are pleasing to the women, but that will backfire. They're going to put some pressure on him and he's going to feel it. No, he doesn't have to commit or make a decision right now, but all the women can't be your best friend. All of them you can't be in love with right now. It's a game. It's a game, and Jamal is going to be hurt. And if he doesn't choose her, which I don't think he will, she's going to be devastated. That's her only connection. That's the only person that she had on a date. It's him. Randall was on everybody's date.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I said from the beginning, I think one couple's going to last to the end, whether it's real or not, I don't know. But this seems like the only couple that they could push production-wise to at least make it to the end and kind of have something. I see them. I don't see it with anybody else being feasible. And that's just me standing by my one couple making it. Not saying it's going to happen, but I feel like, they need something for that to happen. And I'm concerned with him so much leaning on the best friend aspect because I'm starting to wonder if that's enough for either of them in the long run. Although that is ideal, right? But I'm wondering if maybe that might just be it. She might be really just a friend zone for him. That's what I gathered from this. But I think Randall's cool. He seems nice. He knows how to talk to people. He knows how to be cool and calm, collective, not to say much, but still like be present, which to me is always a little scary because I'm like, what's in this type of circumstance? What's really going on? Do I really know where your head and your heart are? I'm not sure I'm really able to find that yet. And that's concerning at this stage.
So I noticed this scene. I feel like there was a lot of editing here because 1 second, Randall's hands is on her thighs, and then the next second they're not touching each other, and then the next second, her hands is on his thighs. If I was Randall, and I had to choose between Kayla and Jamala, I'd be stuck too. You know what I mean? I think he's really good at showing interest, but still being non-committal. You know what I mean? I feel like in the end, we were talking about what people want and what people need. I feel like he needs a Jamala, but I feel like he wants a Kayla. Do you know what I mean? Kayla's with the shits and she's struggling with that too. You know what I mean? But I like the fact that Randall does give the hard, honest answers, even if the other people don't want to hear it. Like he's been open and honest about it, even though it may have been mostly in the confessionals. But I don't envy him right now. He's gonna struggle. You know what I mean?
I agree, and I think it's interesting that you said that he needs a Jamala, but he wants a Kayla, and Kayla needs a Randall, but she wants a Mike.
Yeah, and I like the best friend comment. Like I'm a fan of that, right? Because you're going into it, with your emotions first and not the physical.
Mm-hmm. And he said he was feeling her romantically, and like you said, I think that scene was heavily edited. And I'm always one to say we don't know what happened behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
I agree. Does anyone have anything else to say about Jamala and Randall with the friends date?
Okay. If I could say one more thing, I would say like the energy going into the date, like pretty much sums up the date almost every single time. You know what I mean? Every time you see the women like being catty and being combative before the dude even sits down, that hardly ever goes well. Like it never goes well. Like you can already tell how it's going to end up. And it's just so frustrating. You know what I mean? Because your friend is feeding off your energy.
Agreed.
Yeah, you see the true colors of the people by their surroundings, right? You are who you surround yourself with.
Correct.
Definitely gather a lot more about that person.
Well, most friends are the enforcer. They are going to say and ask the questions that you would not, and they want you to do that. So I guess the person.
Yeah, but it's how you go about it, of course.
Yeah.
I mean that's the same format as when someone meets somebody's dad or something. It's like my dad's going to grill you, he's going to give you a hard time, he's going to ask you the hard questions, and that's supposed to, I guess, take the person through the ringer and deem them worthy, depending on how they come out of it.
Yeah. So, like, for example, like I think there's a difference between someone walking in and the friend saying, "Oh, this is Mike," and then the friend saying, "Oh, this is the infamous Big Mike." You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you kind of know what they talked about already.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So next up, okay. Does anyone have anything else to say? I don't want to cut anybody off. So
I don't know if I agree with J-Dub on the meeting the dad and comparing that to the friends. I think that's a different energy from both parties leading into that, but I kind of understand the comparison. I think there's a different dynamic. That's what I'm trying to say. Then I don't think correct me if I'm wrong, Tyrone, but if you're talking about like the catty ones we're about to see, we're about to dig in that, that's how they really act in real life. And compared to your dad, it's going to be like, I am for you.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
What it looks, what it sounded.
But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
But like a dad, you're not. He's gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna give you a hard time. Unless your dad is that catty, so be it. But I just think the energy and even the way you show up is gonna be different.
Yeah, they was ready to take his head off.
They were.
Crazy. I was like, what is happening here? Are we in 12th grade?
It was very uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, oof.
And if
when
it
they
was
make
turned
comments like,
around,
yeah,
we would all be having a field day with how bad it was. So
yeah,
I don't know. I just think that was crazy.
yeah.
It's crazy as hell.
Someone was it Looney's friend who was like, "Oh, you mean like how we always do?"
No, that was her. And I was like, oh, so y'all regularly do this. Like,
Oh, okay.
and you took information from a conversation that you had with him and just let her just go. And I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
would have
why
been
they're
pissed.
single.
I'd have been pissed too. What?
But y'all have to remember too, it and I hate that I'm even saying this, but it might have been some editing involved because it reminds me of the date that I had with Sean when he met my friends. And how it happened was not how we saw it was not how it happened. You know, I
Yeah, I
mean,
felt bad for Sean.
yeah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't have. Yeah.
But wasn't Sean still hurt though?
Hold on.
Didn't he have some type of
Let me-
pain or trauma behind that panel?
Oh, let me not laugh.
Sean's
I
still
think he
trying to
did.
explain his piece from that. From
Yeah.
that episode.
Sean thought he was about to play some spades. He didn't even get to pull the cards out. Did he?
Right.
So Sabrina, something happened there. Sean is hurt. He's hurt.
I think what happened was that, you know, he came in thinking it was one thing. He had only been on the show a week and a half.
Okay.
And in real life, he got set up, and it wasn't by me or my friends. You know, obviously, whomever didn't want him on the show anymore, and they got him out. Period. And they used that situation to do it. Unfortunately, you know, I mean, I just don't know. I just feel like everyone got kind of used in that scenario. You know what I mean? And it just was unfortunate because at the end of the day, it made me look like I was the bad guy when that wasn't the case at all. You know, people were like, when you went in there and you talked about Sean and this and that, and you were like, I gotta tell y'all, they were like, you didn't do that with Walter. Absolutely, I did. Like, I'm on my friend's date. I want my friends to give me honest opinions about these guys. So I told them the good, the bad, and the ugly for both men, but they didn't show everything.
Yeah.
So it just made it look like it was like an attack on Sean when that's not how it was. And then he's the one that said, I can pay a bill or two. Ain't nobody tell him to say that. That came out of his own mouth. And 90% of the women of the world didn't like his comment. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the difference, though.
I was
The
going to say that
difference is
about Justice. Go ahead. Go ahead, guys.
Sabrina, when I remember watching that episode, I was like, I love her friends. I remember being like, I love her friends. It makes sense that I really like Sabrina. Like, I like the vibe. I like where they're coming from. I liked their emotional intelligence. I can't say that for any of these friends that we're just watching right now. So I understand you're trying to defend yourself probably from the drama that ensued from it, but my comparison is just different in the sense of I enjoyed your friends. They seemed like genuine good people with who were thoughtful.
Yeah. And they really truly are, because they also knew that I took this process serious, you know. And I had to go through a lot. Yeah, and I had to go through a lot because if you guys remember too, like on my face, like I had to look on my face like, what the hell is happening right now? Like I was clueless. I didn't know. But anyway, we ain't gonna keep talking about the old stuff. We got all this new hot stuff to talk about. So next up, and I keep putting this picture up and I keep taking it down. Let me see. We have Kadian that's meeting or Swayze that is meeting Kadian and Kadian's friend. Oh God, honey, this was a whole mess right here. But Kadian's friends are meeting Swayze. He tells her friend that he has been single for 3 years and he is also on dating sites. He also mentions that within the last 3 years, he has only dated Latino women. He says that he doesn't have a type. He likes whatever. Kadian friend says that she is a mixed Asian Black woman, and she states that what he said was a red flag to her. He is absolutely offended. He's pretty much lost his appetite. Kadian says, let's be clear. You didn't want to date Black women. And Swayze says, I never said that. Swayze said that pretty much that it was a trigger for him and it was a lie. He gets up, he leaves, and he also mentions that he doesn't have time for this sucker-ish. Thoughts?
I think it was heavily edited, right? And I can understand like Swayze's point of view. And he was probably just answering those questions. And maybe that 3-year period was just a short period for him, right? He's been alive a lot longer than that. and they asked him about the last 3 years, he answered about the last 3 years, right? I don't think he necessarily should have got offended when she said that that was a red flag. I can understand wanting to make your friends happy, but your friend's opinion about my dating life, if it's a red flag to you, I'd be like, I, there's really nothing to explain to her. You know what I mean? Especially if she's biracial. Like, why do you care who I dated? You should care how I'm treating your friend right now. So that's just my opinion.
Good point. And that's also why I was like, why would you come at him like that? But I want to bring another perspective to this. He's been single for 3 years. He's been single for 3 years. We have been in a pandemic for most of that, and he's a first responder. I can see a lot of people not wanting to date him because I know I've turned down dates from people who was all frolicking around out and about while Corona was out there. But I think he should get a pass on that. We've been in this situation for almost 3 years, and the first part of it was confined, and he was out there running around in it. So I don't know. I just thought it was distasteful the way that they did that. And then she had to run out behind him, and now you look crazy because he then walked off, and now he didn't call Sharice. So
yeah, another thing that got me is like, I don't think she was even aware or even cared that he was upset. You know what I mean? It felt like it's almost like I saw her still laughing in his face.
She had a big hearty belly laugh.
She was laughing the whole time, and to be honest,
she sure was.
I didn't mind her laughing. She thought it was just like me. She thought it was ridiculous. I mean, yeah, you can be offended by something, but that showed a lack of maturity on Swayze's part. Swayze has no substance, and hey, I thought it was a red flag too. And like Ty was saying, like, hey, if you said that, oh, okay, you think it was a red flag? That's what you feel. That's how it should have been handled. Him to get all upset and you got to chase him out the bar and all of that. That's too much. I mean, why are you offended on that type of level? And and then it kind of turned into the reverse victim. It's not that I said I only like Latino women. My daughter's black, and my mom is black, and my grandmother's black. I mean, what that got to do with anything? But
I kind of had everything to do with it because they were really jumping down his throat. And I, as a black woman, first of all, when they showed the last preview, they made it sound like he's never dated a black woman. And for me, I was like, ooh, yikes, I can't do that. That's a red flag for me too. However, the last 3 years, first of all, this man can date who he wants. Most men I know like women. They're not necessarily like, I only like da-da-da. Most men I know like women in general. And the way that they responded to him, if I was him, I probably would have walked out too, because they put him in a position where it's 2 against 1 across the table, laughing and cackling at this dude and his choices. And he felt immediately on defense. And
otherwise would have looked really bad. So,
yeah, that's just, I would have been out too.
He get canceled. He was like, I'm in a cancel culture situation right now.
I'm not doing that. Yeah. This is childish. It's ridiculous. This 100%. Is not a date where your friend is getting to know me and we're doing this and that. Y'all are acting like Tweedledee and Tweedledum across the table, and I'm a go.
Social media bullies.
I'm not mad at him at all.
Yeah, I would be in the same position. Like, have you seen my daughter? Have you seen
100%.
Yeah,
my sisters?
Don't try to do me like that.
That's everything to do with it.
The last 3 years, like,
and I thought it was
to Miami. Like,
it's Miami.
It's Miami.
And 3 years is not a lifetime,
I thought it was inconsiderate for her friend to take sides racially about what she thought was acceptable and unacceptable. Being biracial, she seemed to have only been able to lean into her black side and not her Asian side by saying, like, it should be this. Like, I didn't feel fair. It just felt very singularly toned.
And they could have asked him more about his decisions and choices. Like, oh, well, why was
but
that?
They already made up their own mind. They had their own narrative already. They already.
But that's not how you get to know somebody.
Yeah.
So that's
that's a good point, Jamie. Like, his response to why he didn't date a non-black woman would have been the red flag if he didn't say, because I'm not attracted to black women. Right. Now that is a red flag,
But for the girl to say that was a red flag. And my thing is the first thing I thought to myself is, what if he would have said, oh, I've only dated all Asian women the last 3 years? Like, what would she have said? I don't know.
I just don't like that production leans into that. If it is as chopped up and edited as, I forget who said that from the beginning. And we start this section, because if they keep leaning into this fucking cancer culture shit and like the division, that's not taking us anywhere on a human spectrum. We keep dividing and separating us, we are fucked. Yeah. So can we stop pushing that narrative,
please?
We're all too grown for that shit.
Right. Like, I wish if it was going to be brought up, it was because you guys are trying to talk about an issue that exactly yes. Educate exactly. But it is getting kind of like, I don't know, but that's just me. I thought it was how she acted. I thought it was, you know what? I can't get out of my head, and I'm sorry I keep bringing it up, but I really do try to review the show as in I don't know, but it's so hard for me to not talk about them and to say they're in a whole relationship right now.
Like, yeah, good for them. Good for them. They talked it over. You know what I mean? They seem to be doing well.
It just makes me feel like, is it real?
Well, from the gate, they've had synergy. They have that, to me, that homie vibe, that BFF vibe. Now, if Swayze would have said what Randall said about the BFFs, I would have believed that about Katie and Swayze, because the way they seem to got the same sense of humor and jokey, but he was attracted to her from the gate, blah, blah. I'm not shocked, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I always felt like her attitude is what he needed and what he was looking for.
And
I don't want to say it was to validate him, but I felt like she had like an older, more mature type of, attitude about herself. I also feel like for the same amount of energy that she gives when she doesn't give a shit, she's equally that way when she cares. So I feel like she can love hard, and with her loving hard plus giving him that mature, type of, emotional, output, I think Swayze could use a lot of that, and it seems to be working for him. So good luck to them.
Yeah, I would
definitely working. Yeah.
I would agree with Ty on that, because I guess even after the blow up, she still wanted to wait to have a conversation with him. So she didn't like just throw him away and like I'm done with it or whatever. She wanted to clear it up, get his understanding, and that's how you can move forward with people. Have real conversations.
But I think they do that. The whole he's walking out, she's running after her. Oh, I guess we'll talk later. Like that, they do that to me. Like that seems very reflective of the energy that they. Yeah, like he likes that drama.
Run after him.
They both like that drama.
For them to be like, cut, Swayze, come back to the table. We need you to walk off one more time because we didn't get it.
Honey, and they would do that.
Yes.
Yes. That's what they do. It's production's job.
It's correct. Angles.
It's TV. It's not real life. It's TV. They need that.
Who was it, Tyrone? Was it our very first episode at the mansion? Who got eliminated and he was leaving? And they're like, no, you got to come back. You got to get eliminated again.
Lamont.
Lamont, the poet.
He missed his spot to go out the door. He was like, yo, go here. When you get to the spot, make a left and then, head out the door. And he missed his spot. So we had to do the react. So our reactions that you're seeing is actually our second reactions. We're like fake shocked. What? And we gave him the dap hugs all over again. Yeah. Oh man, it was bad.
In real life. It's real
exhausting.
Oh my god. All right, guys.
Trinika.
Yes. Next, we have Trinika's friends meeting 3 men. LJ is the first to show up. He seems to have all the answers to the questions that her friends are asking, and they like him. Then they start to play golf. After that, Trinika and LJ are over there playing golf, and then Justice shows up, and shows up while LJ is there. Her friends are asking Justice questions like, have you ever been disloyal? He was like, oh yeah, absolutely. Of course I have. And where do you see yourself in 5 years? And she's like, don't. He says that he pretty much operates by Jeremiah 29:11. He says that he tries to live a simplistic life because he is so complicated. And pretty much right after that, Randall walks in. And at this time, everyone is sitting at the table while his friends are asking Randall questions about him and Trinika. Yes, Trinika. And it's a lot more notes, but I'll let y'all go because it's a lot with this scene.
Well, I wanted to ask, was Trinika playing golf in her soft cast? I'm ready for her wrist to heal up. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
That's how to look at it. Just her, her and her soft cast. I really like this scene. I like to see the accomplishment of her friends. One's an airline pilot, one's a doctor.
That was
That
dope.
made me warm and fuzzy inside. I like to see that. Like, oh, that's really something to be proud of. And when we're looking at LJ is again the island boy. He charms everyone. He's such a nice guy. He has a great big smile. But what is he really about? Who I don't think anyone has LJ on their list of they're interested and wanting to be with him. So, you know, what he's just there just to be the nice guy or whatever. But what I really did like about the scene where I guess the doctor friend had really warned Trinika about just what type of man Justice was. She wasn't gonna let her leave that table without knowing that she felt so deeply in her spirit, like you better block him, don't receive mail from him, nothing. This man is dangerous. He's not nice. So she made that point, and I felt that because she felt the energy.
I felt it.
And she was very serious about that. That was no joke. So like
I liked her friends.
Don't even tangle in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Her group of friends are my favorite personally, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like women have a superpower called intuition. Sometimes y'all listen to it, but most of the time y'all don't. Right? So I try my best to like go through the episode and just listen to what Justice is saying instead of like looking at his demeanor and his delivery. Right?
What did you come up with? What does he say?
Yeah.
So listening just to the audio, it's not as bad as watching him say it and watching him deliver it. You know what I mean?
I laughed.
This
change that title to optimistic tyrant.
I can kind of.
And Trinika is very nice, so her friend knows she needed to get in her tail. Like, now.
I do have a question. Do they prep the friends? Do they tell the friends like, okay, what to do or whatever, or they just kind of go on their own? Okay.
Yeah. I ain't make it that far. I can't speak on that.
Look at their faces. They was like, no.
But like, they seem like they are in touch with their intuition. You know?
Well, not just women. It's people who can pick up on energy at such a higher level. And as I said, being one of those people, I felt her friend. She was very serious, and she was warning her like it was like she was in grave danger. Like this man will contaminate your life.
Yes.
Please don't do it. Don't even lose his number. Close your eyes when you see him walking in the room. All that,
all of that.
Yeah,
it was real.
You think everyone's getting that message? Because
I mean, Justice was the man in the beginning until he started speaking.
So he opened his mouth.
I'm with the friends. I mean, from the beginning, I saw this guy was super low energy. He's so stuck in his ways. If you're on this show, obviously you're trying to do something different. So he doubles down every single episode that he's sticking to his guns, and he's so complicated, and he's doing it this way and that way, and he refuses to budge. He doesn't want to do dates and all of that.
Unless he's in front of Tommy, then he's bro.
He puts on.
Yeah, that's nothing. So I mean, I don't even know how he lasted this long. I don't
either.
Said, on his looks only, maybe.
Yeah, but
women said
he's good TV. He's kind of the villain this season. Like you watch what he says and you look at his face. You're like, what?
And he makes me uncomfortable. I'd be very uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Television.
What woman? Most women, we don't say, I can't generalize, but most women want their man to have some type of vision or direction. And I get it. He went biblical, and I thought he did it just to be vague. That's my personal opinion. And, where are we going, or what do you want to do? Because I plan to join you, so I do need to know what's going on.
I think
Look
he
at
was
him. I
authentic
think,
in that.
yeah, I think he
I
don't
think
got
he
no
was very
plan.
genuine when he said he said, "I've done that before and it didn't work out for me." I think he's very genuine about not trying to plan and literally let God lead the way. He those are his words, and that's not, you can't edit that in. And he has that type of energy where he's in that space. I feel like he is healing from some trauma, or he has been really injured. Something's gone on where he is now in this space and he doesn't know how to be open and vulnerable. And so he's not even being present in his own journey and relying on something else to move him. And I get that. I've been there in my own way, so I understand it. But it's just interesting to watch him actually try to be in the space of intimacy and be in a relationship when he's not showing up to do that and on any of these dates, really.
That's why I had asked Tyrone earlier, what is he saying? Because I haven't really gotten anything from the way that they edited. And I feel like he said those things to say a bunch of things that he thought were profound. And then when the other men get there, he's just sitting back there looking like
his ego don't want to be sitting next to no other man trying to talk to no girl. He want to be the center of the show. He can't be doing no group dates.
Yeah, he's threatened. He's absolutely threatened.
But I do agree, though, that he probably got hurt really bad. And he like, I'm never going to do that again. Whoever wants me needs to come to me and show me fully that they want me. And that's what he's used to. And he's not trying to do nothing different. But I don't see why Looney and Trinika do not see this movie.
Trinika sees it now. And regardless if he's quoting scripture, like her doctor friend, this man isn't exuding light in God, and I don't see any of that. You can
see,
say
but that's crazy. When people come out on Apollo, when they don't want to be booed, they sing a gospel song. So I'm looking at him the same way. Like, yeah, he said that so that
you can't. Yeah,
you can't really come back. You can just be like, oh, okay, all right.
I think he can leave you on the side of the road abandoned. He seems like that kind of guy.
And I understand Trinika, and I actually know her personally, and she's the type of person, like, she needs to be told like that. So her friends really know her because she's the type of person to see the good in everybody, to see your heart the way God made you, blah, 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 and ignore red flags under understanding and grace, because she can see who you're trying to be and what your wounds are, and that understanding that everybody's been through this or that, but she's created space where they've had different conversations. We did a live on her page last week, and she was just talking about how a lot of the other stuff that the women had to say about Justice, she didn't have to say about him, because he was very chivalrous, very kind, made sure she had everything when she got in the room. They've had talks and all this and that we didn't get to see. So she made it very plain that there's another side to Justice that we're not getting. And for me, when I look at her, I feel like I've been in that space, and I feel like she could get sucked in because of those elements without seeing what everybody else is seeing, without having an emotional attachment.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought about her, that she was a very nice girl, and that I don't want her to have anything to do with Justice, because no.
So a little bit back
she said
on
it too.
Justice thing, like, I feel you, Gus. Like, it's a little bit of everything. I feel like, and I've been there. Maybe he has been burned, and it hurts.
Really, I don't think just emotionally. I think like worldwide, like career, like all of it.
And he's just at a point where he's like, you know what? Like, the last time I tried, like, I got here. So you know what, God? I'm going to just let you lead me, right? And I'm going to just focus on what I got going on in these next couple of days. There was another point I was going to make where he was just like, when he was saying that the woman needs to come at him. And I feel like he's just at a point, like we were just talking about, where he was saying, hey, I'm just going to continue to do me. I'm going to let God lead me. And then when a woman shows interest, then I know that may be a sign for me to move in her direction.
So is that when he starts coming in?
I know it comes off really, really harsh, right? Like his delivery, like it sounds like BS, right? But this is just my best interpretation of trying to be optimistic.
I understand that stage, so I can't even knock him. 100%. I get the stage. I understand where he's at, and he may or may not move beyond it. It's on him,
That part. And if you do choose to move beyond it, the
Choose.
intention of what he's trying to have to really just be in alignment and things work out for him, that will ensue. But when he still has those roadblocks up and he's not even allowing himself to be moved naturally by source, he's going to stay here. It's the trick. It's the trick of the trade that pushes you to the next level.
And not only that, but I'm all about letting God lead the way, because, we co-create with divine. He invites us to have an opinion. He drops things in our spirit. We have intuition. We have goals and desires for a reason. So it's a co-creation. I don't know if it'll ever be just this thing where you sit back and then expect to be ushered
Nothing
into.
happened.
Yeah, no, that's not
Nothing
really,
happened.
in my opinion, how it works at all with God. So, I mean, from my experience.
So kind. I see it as just low effort. He doesn't care. There is no connection. There's no interest, and it's not important, and it shows. That's how I see it.
But if you break it down, though, if you break it down with all the women that are there, like, how many of them are feeling justice right now? So he almost has a point. You know what I mean? If you go down the list, like, who's really going at justice right now? So does
But he put
even
himself
really,
in that position, though.
he did, but does he even really need to care at this point? Like, he got maybe Looney, maybe Jamala, and that's it.
I mean, he can go home.
He never cared. He never cared from the beginning.
Right.
Never.
100%.
He cared about
Then
himself.
Yeah.
He cared about
Then
not
don't
being-
be on the show.
Yeah.
You can't expect God to make moves for you if you can't move through your own journey with integrity and show up. It's really
Right.
simple.
I mean, maybe that was his role, that he was just supposed to come there and be his wonderful self and get his paycheck and stay till 6 episodes, maybe 7. And now we're done.
Go on free dates, because he doesn't pay you for the date. You'll get to know you.
The free dates.
There you
Yes.
go.
I just don't think he was for real. I mean, I do think that he's probably been hurt before, but I don't think he was for real with this process. I think he checked out at a certain point and was just like, all right, let me see how long.
He checked in. He checked in
Check back at the pool
for
party.
himself, and that's all it was. It wasn't for. I just feel like the woman that he would have dated was just not on the show, so he wasn't trying to put that much effort into it, because he probably looked at them, he saw them, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with them. I think they're beautiful, but he probably looked at them and was like, I don't see my type here. I ain't invested in. I'm just gonna ride this ride. It's gonna be what it is. I'm gonna let them know exactly how I feel. I'm gonna show my true colors. I'm gonna show exactly who I am, because guess what? I don't need to really try to impress nobody. It don't, like, I'm not gonna be out here faking, acting like I like this girl. No, that's just not what I'm about. I'm not about that in my real life. Women cater to me in my real life. They take me out, they pay for me. Like, I'm not gonna do that on no show if I don't do it in real life.
Yeah, but then he's not ready to love.
Right.
100%.
If I get you, as a matter of fact, I'm not going to pay for nothing. Here go a toothpick. I'll give you this because it's right here and I didn't have to pay for it. Just like that ladybug that he gave her when they were sitting down on the bricks. I can't. But he wants you to support him at his club, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I understand that part.
I mean, but don't get it twisted. But what Miss Bale said, never be anxious about tomorrow. That's his way of living. And I agree with that. Now, I agree with that, too. Like, it's certain things about him that I'm like, that's cool, because that's how I am. But when it comes to, like, the other things, it's just, I just feel like he's very self-centered. I feel like that it's just pretty much about him. And that's why he feels the need of not wanting to go and have to, because in real life, Justice is nice looking. Justice is very, very attractive. So he's probably used to women throwing themselves at him. He doesn't have to do any work. And in his head, he's like, why do I have to work when I got this group of women throwing themselves at me? Just because this group doesn't want to do it, don't mean, guess what? I got this group, and those are the group of women that I'm going to entertain. That's what I got from it. I don't get no hurt from it. I'm full of myself. I look good. I feel good. I am good. God is with me. God is good. And I don't got to go look for no hoes. They going to come to me. That's just what I got.
And he's right to an extent.
Exactly.
Like, things will come to you that are right for you, but the energy he puts out there is just
that's why I can't buy
Counterintuitive.
his spirituality, because I can tell the guys who might have read a book or came across some memes and want to spit that at me because they know the kind of things that I study. But I can see the lack of depth in it pretty quickly because you're not really living that. So we can't, to talk about justice being so selfish in a particular way, then turn around and talk about spirituality. Like, I'm not able to put 2 and 2 together because you said Jeremiah 29:11. I'm not seeing any of it. So I don't buy the God gonna do this and did it. And I get it. I saw somebody, oh, don't be anxious for tomorrow. Yes, but that comes with a lot more context than what justice is offering. Like, let's 100%. Be real.
100%.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you.
It's like a wolf in sheep's
clothing.
Yeah,
this guy isn't anybody's victim. He's playing the numbers just like in any guy that's single in the big city. He has his pick of all the women that he wants. Just like on this show, before he started talking, he could have any woman on that panel, on the contestants or whatever.
Honey, all he got to do, he don't got to make love to you. All you got to do is look at
it. He could have had until he started talking. And he was showing
he was still dating outside of the show, even when the show was going on. I forgot about that element.
Yeah.
Like
it's an absolute joke. I mean, and even when like just say the group dates, he refused to participate in anything that they done.
So
anything. So I mean that's
he's not getting paid. Sweat outside.
I hope he's not getting paid.
That's the type of guy who he is. He's not going to change.
Honey, keep it 100. Keep it 100. This is my opinion. Y'all can beat me up if you want to, but he acts just like a queen. Period. Point blank.
100%. 100%.
Period. And you know why I say that is because I love my queens. I love my queens. Okay. He acts just like them. And I'm just like, oh my God, I feel like me and Justice can be friends. Like that's what I get. Period. Sorry.
That's
guys.
Kai's man. He's and I don't mean this man. I mean like he relates to him and all that. His attitude is ridiculous. Especially to come in this type of platform.
100%. No, literally, I was trying not to say it for once, and you said it. Thank God, because that's all I've been thinking this whole time I'm watching. Every episode, I'm like, he is that catty queen that lives in West Hollywood.
It only took 7 episodes, Sabrina.
A WeHo queen.
Yes.
I was trying to have him prove me wrong. I was like, no, maybe I'm.
Nope.
No, I hadn't even considered that.
I don't want to,
100%. Now, I don't know if he really genuinely is gay or not. I don't know.
Right, yeah, I don't know.
Being raised by women,
I don't know what
he's definitely turned into a queen instead of a king.
What I see on TV, his personality reminds me of me when I hang out with my queens, my
queendom.
And they're fabulous, honey, and so is he.
So go off. But here's the thing. I think the tricky thing for someone that's been raised by a woman, I can speak for myself, and then also being a homosexual, you can lean into that queendom for sure. But I know for me personally, I wanted to, I reside more with my masculine energy in the sense of I would like to be able to be a king and a queen in the sense of understanding both roles and leaning into both of them. Lots of queens stay stuck in a queen, lots of kings stay stuck in a king. I like to understand the duality because I believe that makes me just better for myself and for other people. A lot of people stay in that one thing, and that's where you see them you see the walls. You can't get past it. There's no openness because they're afraid of that other side. And so then they deflect with some type of passive or real aggression, which is like the queen. Oh, I'm here. And
but it's funny that we call, I hope I can say this right, but if it seems like, would that be toxic femininity that is coming?
Basically.
Like, does he have a broken feminine?
Maybe,
coming off like a queen? Because if you think of real royalty and a whole divine woman and who's in touch with her divine masculine and functioning in a sacred, like that's real queen energy, what we're really talking about. But if he's like a queen,
Correct.
like maybe this is a fractured, his feminine is fractured. That part of his duality is wounded.
And maybe that's it. And he's not gay. I mean, you know what I mean? I don't know his sexuality. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I don't want no one to get mad.
Sabrina, when you interview him, you gonna ask him that question?
Oh, and I will. I will. And guess what? And it's just for him to say, no, I'm not. Like, people say that all the time or whatever the case may be. So I don't think I will be interviewing him. But the thing is, at the end of the day, Okay, I'm not even gonna say anything because we haven't even gotten there yet. So, anyone have anything else to say about Trinika's date with Randall and LJ and Justice? Oh, because Justice pretty much. Oh, that's what I wanted to say, because when the friends were talking to Randall, Justice was pretty much like, oh, well, I can just go ahead and leave. Like, since she got all these connections and she, I ain't gonna stop her connections, because guess what? She connecting. And since she connecting, I'm just gonna connect on out of here. Like, he was not feeling it at that point. So say it again.
He's imitated by.
I said insecure. And
he's intimidated
he
by
talked
men.
about. Go ahead.
It was just getting frustrating because you mentioned this lack of participation. I was like, why are you here? You can't even bounce on a trampoline, bruh. Like, no one's thinking anything.
Queen, that's a queen.
You know what I mean?
She'd be like, I'm not bouncing. My knees hurt.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. I'm like every time I'd be like, wait a minute, I'm confused.
I'm too old for this. My knees hurt.
Right. And when they did the rings where you had to, the rings.
What did he say? I didn't come to do the Ringling Bonner circus something.
You didn't come to nothing. You didn't come to nothing.
You never
didn't participate
at all.
Yeah. So
women need to position themselves to come to him. That's what he said.
Yeah, and some of the ladies noticed it early. You know what I mean? And responded to it early and expressed that. So
about Trinika, really quick before I forget, I like that she's holding herself with her own integrity by saying, I'm great at recognizing red flags and things for other people, my friends and my loved ones, but I know that I need assistance right now. And I think that was really showed that she's here for the right reasons. I haven't heard anybody else really hold himself accountable yet on this show,
Yeah.
Well,
the whole point is to grow and change and get something by doing things different. And she's obviously here for that, which is nice to see, because that's why I watched the show. I know it doesn't really exist much anymore, but
she actually brought her friends and listened to her friends.
And they had valuable insight.
How could you not after that?
Well, I mean, some people seem to still be struggling.
True.
Her friend literally almost broke down in tears
because of the energy.
Yeah.
So
this is a dark man.
Yes.
Nice. You know them screenshots, man.
Yeah. So when the men left, her friends immediately say that they don't like Justice. He's a joker. That they see that he is a BSer from the rooter to the tutor. They smell his BS a million miles away, and that he uses spirituality to a woman's heart. Says he is pretty much not a nice person. They said that they like LJ and that he is genuine and he is into her. With Randall, it seems like he is playing games. He's easy to talk to, and that's why a lot of women like him, but doesn't take any of them serious about being in a relationship.
I mean, did they not? I feel like they did it. Yeah.
And I do want to say, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with getting yourself out of the situation like Justice did. Like knowing your time is up, having that like awareness and be like, I probably don't need to be here anymore. I'm going to leave. Yeah. Know your worth, but it's how you act on it. It's the way you move through your worth. Do you make people feel bad about themselves? Are you being selfish and like condescending? It's like, yes, there's a point where it's like, well, I can't help how other people feel and think about me. That's very Queenie, right? But at one point, you got to start to understand other people are affected by you. So you don't need to change yourself, but you can level up. You can evolve a little bit and be a better version of yourself. And the way he even left was like,
you have to want to do that though. Like you have to want to do that. And I think that he felt so uncomfortable. The way he was just sitting back and like, what person would be in the running to date this person? And you're just sitting there watching like a tennis match instead of participating in the conversation. All he had to do was just participate in the conversation.
He didn't want to participate in trampoline. So
Justice said he's not going to chase any women or fight for them or any of those things.
He on a date. Oh.
Yeah, listen, you can't even take it seriously. It's a joke, but it comes to me. I know we all have different opinions how anyone can even understand where he's coming from. He's not giving anything of himself at all.
I still don't know what he's been trying to say.
And not only that, he told you what he's going to do, and he told you how it's going to be, and you still go.
We would have had one
Yeah,
conversation.
it's no secret. It's not like he's mute. He tells you what's happening. I'm not changing nothing.
Right.
I'm gonna do everything I was doing before, and it don't matter with this show or anybody else. That's
Look,
it.
Justice is right there.
Cool.
Been here the whole time.
What were you about to say, Gus?
The queen, he's right there in the corner in my picture. You see him?
Oh my God.
And you know what? I like what you said too. Like, it's okay to monitor your energy and do what you have to do. But when you sign up for something like this, you got to stick it out. You got to thug it out. You got to put yourself aside at some point and show up. And he just never did.
Yeah.
So him walking off, I can't give him that grace because it's just like, damn, you've been a-hole this whole time. That's all I'm saying.
Whole time. Yeah, and I'm sure he's a great guy. Like, he seems like he could be,
He may have another side to him.
Nothing.
He might.
Maybe so.
J-Dub's face.
Well, we haven't gotten to his next date, and obviously somebody likes and enjoys the way that he is. So there's power in that. Just being authentic, someone will enjoy you. So
Sure, someone who doesn't demand much and can feed off your low energy because they don't have much to give and they're
Right,
need
and they don't
nothing
know their worth.
Yeah,
sounds like a match.
there you go.
And
Yeah,
it's
ready to lust or ready to hump, but not ready for love.
He got excited when he got on a date with Kayla. I was like, surprised, because you're going home. But he looked like he was like, oh, shucks, okay. I was like, no,
Finally.
guys, you're about to roll out.
Yeah, but it's crazy because, again, he had no idea that he was going on a bubble date. But when LJ walked in, and we're skipping, but when LJ walked in, he was like, I already know when the women are going, they meet up with Tommy. I already know that it's a bubble date.
Because LJ thinks about the future, Justice not.
No,
Right.
LJ got experience. This is LJ's third time, right?
Oh wow.
But Justice
That's
was on
a
the
fact.
bottom too, though.
Yeah.
But
But you know what had happened at the cookout?
He was gone.
So it wasn't.
Oh,
Because
that's
LJ
right.
had the date with Looney, and he was like, "Girl, you ain't called me in 2 weeks. I know what this is."
Yeah. Okay. So, does anyone have anything else to say about Trinika's date with Randall, LJ, and Justice?
Definitely don't want to pile on no more. No.
Yeah, I think we went ham just now.
I thought we did that well. We didn't do as bad as I thought that we were going to do. And honestly, no, we were good.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at my future husband that doesn't like men, but he's just so
Oh my gosh. Samson.
I love
Yeah.
Samson.
Me and Sabrina believe Samson can flow with anybody. We talked
Because he
about that
chooses
last-
to. He chooses to make people feel good.
He's the life coach. He's the life coach.
Love it.
So, yeah. All he needs is a bit of information.
Bring it over here.
Wowzers.
I think it's a little bit more than that, but y'all know where I stand.
I watched y'all last week. So I know.
I missed it. So
It was good. He grew on me. Not grew on me. I didn't dislike him, but it was good to see him come up here and talk further because I was like, oh, okay, all right, Samson. Okay. He cleared up a lot of stuff. And so I'm team Samson, but I think the friend on this date, Sharice's friend, I think she liked Samson.
well, someone
yeah,
just commented
absolutely.
saying that she should
Juicy.
date him, and I agree.
He's juicy.
Yeah.
Honey, you gonna keep all that juice? He was like, I ain't keeping all this juice.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I was like, what is going on?
Y'all just,
Y'all know
what is happening here?
Give me that juice. She like, oh, this the juice you was talking about, Sharice. She's like, hi, Sam. I did that last time my wig almost came off. She was like, hi, Samson. He was like, hey. Yeah, definitely. She definitely was feeling Samson. So, any remarks on Sharice? Oh, and Samson did say, oh, let me read my notes. Sorry, guys, because I be all over the place. Samson meets Sharice and her friends. Samson tells her friends that she's asking him, like, she asked him pretty much, where do you see yourself in this process? Like, what was the reason why you decided you wanted to start this process? Samson tells her friend that he would like to be engaged within a year, and that, hold on, I gotta make my screen. And that pretty much he hopes that he likes Sharice's friend. She has a lot of integrity, and that he hopes to see her friend at their wedding in a year. Did y'all catch that part?
Yeah.
Did she say that, or did he say that?
He said that.
He said that.
And then shot at, and then in the very next date.
Homegirl. Yes. Yeah. Samson's fluid. He can move around.
I did like the definitive, like, I'd like to be engaged in a year. That's something as a woman, other than, let just God lead me to, no, I want to be engaged in a year. This is me.
Intentional.
Seeing a man that wants to have a wife. Yep. I want to be a wife. We can move forward.
I would have been like, my ring size, I want a raw black diamond.
I mean,
my ring size. Just, that's good intention. Come on, people. What happened to that in this world?
Intention is the word. I think Samson's very intentional with all of his conversations, no matter who he's talking to. When he came in and he greeted the friend, he had strong eye contact. Maybe he do like her too, but
yeah, he did. We both had very strong eye contact with each other.
She was just sitting there showing all her teeth, like, okay.
She was like, I like to hug. He was like, oh, you want this? She was like, get it, girl.
Okay.
like Miss Bell said, Samson likes everyone. He can get along. He wants to be engaged with everyone. He sees a future with everyone.
And she says he's too vanilla for her, but that makes sense because she thought she was saying that he didn't want him to be sugarcoating his ex. That's not sugarcoating. That's just being kind. That's just being polite. So she kind of likes more of the bad boy. I like the vanilla then, I guess. I like people that are just kind and thoughtful. It's weird.
No. It's not weird.
This day and age, it seems to be.
Go around the room and
I feel like we made. I feel like we saw Sharice make her decision. In that episode.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But you called that, Tyrone. You called that from the jump. You said those two would work.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't see nobody else with her. I don't. Out of this group,
I said the same thing.
I mean, how could you not like Samson, right? He perfect.
100%.
Yeah, that's the problem. He has the perfect answer. He interviews well. That's an issue.
That's the thing.
Yeah. And I know he's probably watching because I know he
giving him a hard time.
Yeah, I'm sure he's
Samson. I like it.
He's very quiet tonight.
If he come up here, Gustavo's gonna get him.
Well, here's the thing. You do get to a point though where when you are like him, this is my own intention. I don't know him, right? All fun and games, but I genuinely feel from his energy and vibe that he genuinely just likes people to feel seen. Mm-hmm. He genuinely wants people to feel good. That's what I get from him. That's what I gather. Now, the other side of that can be for somebody that's not confident and secure in their own essence, that can be alarming because they might be insecure by that. You'd have to have a lot of self-confidence awareness to be with somebody who just wants to spread that much love and light to the world. And then you can also kind of be like, oh, I mean, is that going to last with me this whole time? Like, I can see both sides, right? But at this point, give me the light.
Or questioning if it's real, because I've had people talk to me like that before. It just seems like I like everybody, but being somebody who's curated huge events and brings people together and all this, I really have that deep thing where I want people to feel seen and heard. Like, I'm gonna stop to listen to you and eye contact, and I'm gonna engage, and I care about what you say. I'm gonna ask you questions, but that's more who I am rather than just I'm trying to flirt with everybody and it's not even that energy. So I understand that portion of things.
Yeah, I'm just
interviewing well.
I'm just anxious to see Samson go at someone. It just seems like currently he's just open, and listening, and being available to everyone, no matter what date it is. But
that's fair.
I really want to see him, once he's focused on someone and what his demeanor is going to be towards everyone else. You know what I mean? Will he be able to close himself off to, everyone that is not his focus? You know?
Or maybe not even close himself off,
Yeah,
but just what does that
Yeah, I mean, that
level
sounds
of
bad.
pursuit
That
look
sounds
like?
bad, but yeah, you know what I'm trying to say.
the intentional
like to see
pursuit to
that.
one as opposed to just being friendly to all. Yeah, to making a choice. But I think he'd
Or
still be friendly
what
to
does
everybody.
that next level look like when he's
Right.
pursuing somebody and not just available
Correct.
to be? Yeah,
I have a
like that.
question, guys. Do you guys feel like that Samson is going to make a decision before D-Day and he's going to just pursue one person, or he's not going to make a decision until D-Day?
I think the decision's already been made.
I feel like he is feeling Sharice, but I could see them dragging this on and having him come to the end to be like, who's he going to pick? This person or this person? Because now they don't
Right.
be in the mix.
Yeah.
Because he's good at that. He's good at he
Yeah.
knows how to do it naturally. Like they need his character on TV. I agree with you, Tamita Joe, for sure.
I don't think they're going to get rid of him.
Don't.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
I'm just be like, don't try
He
to
knows
waste
that.
time
He knows how to show up.
with the Brandy thing. Just let us see Samson's friends, because I bet they goddamn perfect too. You know what I mean?
I am interested in seeing his friends.
I am too. Yeah, that sounds good.
Let's just get that part. Let's just get that part over with. You know what I mean? Samson and Sharice, let's get it.
I don't even know if that's real. I can't say.
I don't buy
doesn't
that
feel
for
real
one
to me.
second. Not at
It
all.
feels like it's produced, and I feel like she's feeling him because he's melting her cold heart. He knows how to do that to people. So she's feeling like she can be something, but I just don't see it being anything real. But
I mean, she got to be with a guy who's going to be able to let her be as strong as she wants to be and still be able to soften her up a little bit. And she softened up when she went out on a date with Samson. So I think that she likes that.
But I don't think she's the woman for him. He could be for her, but she's not for him, in my opinion.
I think they fit.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Qualities that would make each other like continue, with conversation and emotions and all that. Like
I said
compared
it
to everyone else on the show.
already. To me, that's having a client as your spouse. That's not how it's supposed to be, in my opinion. To me, it feels like a client aspect.
Exactly.
I wasn't going there with it, but
that's how I got it.
Yeah.
And that's I would hope, Samson, that you're not looking for a partner that's your client. Like you want genuine intimacy because you deserve it, because you have a lot of clients. And you know
yeah, he said that on the show. He didn't want that.
I think that's the reason why he didn't pick Shakira. Because I was like, that's not going to go well because he's going to just be trying to
fix it.
Yeah. So
Miss Bell said, "I'm sure." I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Damn. Yeah, we went on for 45 minutes about that.
You know what? I can't.
We really did.
Oh, I got to point something out even before I go. I am YouTube's #1 commenter, but Miss Bell is my channel's #1 commenter. Dove fam. Nobody beats Miss Bell. Miss Bell has the comments flowing, engaging. She can have 17 replies off just one comment. I mean, they come to see Miss Bell. Miss Bell, how you doing? What you doing today? How you?
Well, hey, Miss Bell.
Come on, Miss Bell.
The superstar of my channel. I can just tell you that.
Wow. All right, Miss Bell, with the shout out.
Miss Bell is funny.
Oh gosh. Okay. Does anyone have anything else to say about Sharice and Samson?
No, but you should put Miss Bell's comment about Samson went through all the ladies, only ended up with Sharice. But who else would he end up with? There's no, there is no woman there that is like a grown, like. Do you find any of them being that way?
He was ready. He was ready for Shakira.
I'm surprised he didn't hook up with Trinika, honestly.
They're like 16 years apart, right?
I mean that's sometimes that dynamic works, especially when he wants to have a child and you don't have to rush it, and someone he can
Trinika's the one that reminds me of Zadia, right?
I wonder what 38-year-old Samson was like.
Oh, Trinika's your friend. There we go. Yes, that would make sense to me too. Yeah. Sorry, let's try to put the pieces together. Yeah, you're right.
Kadian is Zadia.
There we go. Thank you. That's why my face was like,
Yeah.
I was not understanding that for 1 minute. Yeah, you're right, actually.
We did get scolded last week. He was like, let me tell you.
Well, I'm use this time to say goodbye. I have an early morning, and again,
Sorry,
I
guys.
did this because Miss Sabrina Soul invited me, and I enjoy being here. But I have to get up and
Bye,
do what I have to
J-Dub.
do.
We
Bye,
appreciate
J-Dub.
you sliding through. We always appreciate you coming here, even if it's just for a little bit. We love to see your face. But can you let everybody know where they can find you?
You can find me at It's J Dub on YouTube as well as on Instagram. It's underscore J Dub. I mean, it's really not active, but I just like to give, with a lot of times people contact me through Instagram if they need to. And check out my review. I just posted my review for Ready to Love because I said, well, if I'm gonna get up here on Sabrina Soul's channel, I might as well do a review. So you motivated me because I feel like I'm the Little Wayne of YouTube. You want me on the track? I'm gonna get on it.
Oh,
I got time for
Go
that.
off.
Okay, Weezy.
Go off.
Get it, Weezy.
Big Dub on the track.
Yeah, if you need me, I'm gonna be there. So, thanks for
Absolutely.
having me, and hopefully I'll see everybody on Monday.
Absolutely. Have a good night. See you
All right.
later.
All
Good
right.
night.
Good night.
All right, guys. And then there were 5.
Let's go.
Okay. So real quick, I just want to say this. Miss SJ says must be a mosquito. Yes, absolutely. And I had to kill it because it was big, and I was like, it's something in here biting me. So I had to kill it. But thank you guys for being patient.
Glad you got it.
It was
Yeah, that's no joke.
I live in here. It's the woods, and it's mosquitoes everywhere. And Sadora must have left the door. Oh, okay. So next we have, because I can go on and on.
Yep,
Next
the mama
week-
rant.
We have Kayla, and she's, of course, meeting Mike and Randall. But the very first person to show up is Mike. So let me go ahead and put the screenshot up. And, of course, I have my amazing notes that I have taken. Give me 1 second, because that mosquito, honey, threw me off, honey. Oh, God, did I close my notes out? Sorry, mosquito. Okay, so go. What do you think about Mike's date with Kayla? I do know that when Randall comes in, she gets all frenzy. I don't have my notes. I got to get them. But I know Mike seemed very, I don't know. I kind of want to even skip over all that, and not even talk about the notes and just say, he ain't feeling her. He doesn't like her. I think she's a beautiful woman. I think she is sweet. Of course, Tyrone thinks she's for the ish, but at the end of the day, I feel like Mike is invested 100% into Brandy. He has said multiple times that Kayla is entirely too young for him. I feel like she is just another vote for him to stay on the show. And there is sexual chemistry, but other than that, that is it for me. And let me get my notes, but y'all can, what do you guys think, and how do you feel about this? This was such a dinner that made me feel so bad for Kayla, because she was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think she realized that this is probably the dude that she normally goes after, and she knows it's not anything there. And she wasted her time staring at him the whole time when Randall was really trying to talk to her. So,
God.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna start off with, is we grown or nah? Because we know why Mike and Kayla like each other, right? But they're both undecided. Like, Kayla's undecided. I don't want to call him rah-rah, but Randall's undecided.
You just did
as well, right? So, and Mike, I feel like Mike's just trying to be safe because he knows the camera's on. There is an attraction there. There is this subconscious, chemistry that is going on, and sometimes you can't help that. You know what I mean? And if I could talk to Kayla, I'd be like, "Girl, own it. Own what you
just
feel.
be real about it." Because I think that if he don't stop talking about that kiss part, like now, what is he gonna do when he finds out her phone? what happened later with Brandy.
Yeah, I feel like he just need a reason to not go at her, and that was his out. You know what I mean?
I wonder if he is that type of person to do that in general in his life. That like uses a scenario to hold himself back from actually accomplishing a goal, essentially. He seemed, when I watched it, I felt like, oh my God, because I never thought this before. I was like, he's really sensitive. He's really sensitive, I think. I think he might be like overly emasculated, but like super sensitive. You have to really watch how you do things around him. Just
Like
be whole,
like a deep,
like sensitive, insecure, like more sensitive. I think like feelings hurt that you kissed two other boys and we're not even. And her friend was like, "You guys aren't boyfriend and girlfriend. Like that's what dating is about." And he was like, "I can't believe that happened." Like to me, I was like, does he really like her that much and he's that affected?
No, and that's why they playing him like this, because Owen is responsible for this footage in this storyline, and now they know daggone well that Brandy's lips touch Samson's, and now what is he going to say next week?
That part.
That was an accident, though.
No, it was an accident,
but
her lips literally did that. Okay, it was an accident. But their lips.
That's happened to me before, though. Like even with friends and people, like it's
But his logic.
I think Mike is more referring to the intention behind the kiss, and he thinks the intention was to be with the other men and not him. So
because he's sensitive and couldn't handle like the dating aspect. Like
I don't know. They were all pecks. I didn't see nobody slob nobody.
But
down,
he don't know that. You know what I mean? He just heard kisses.
That they kissed.
Yeah.
True. That's true.
And why would it be so effective if he didn't like her is my question. He must like her.
He likes her. He does like her. He likes
okay, good. I thought you guys were saying he doesn't. I was like, how would he be so concerned about a kiss then?
Because we could,
okay.
It was editing, basically. Well, they got some editing wizards over there because they sure know how to make people.
Yeah, it just
like
they really do though, because
not wizards.
Really do.
Oh God.
I can't read Mike, so I don't really have anything to say. I don't. I don't. I get absolutely nothing from him. I just don't. I don't know.
Nothing. Like there's nothing.
It's blank. I don't get like anything.
Just dead zone. Just like
dead zone.
Want to get himself
sensitive emotions.
That's what I'm getting.
Exactly how I feel.
That's what I'm getting. He's trying to keep it safe, show a little bit of interest, but he knows Brandy is his one, right?
Yeah. Then I'd rather him just. Well, no, never mind. Yeah. Why am I expecting people to keep it real at this point? What am I saying? Not gonna happen. Never mind.
And we explained what we felt about Brandy and Mike, right? We felt like it's gonna be fun for a little bit. We wished him the best.
And then she's never had a real relationship, she said. So I can also see how at 35, does she? I think there's a little bit more she needs to know possibly about herself and a little bit more colors of what it feels like when a man is really into you and you really have that love and connection and commitment, the connection under commitment. She says she hasn't had that yet. So that concerns me about her choices altogether when I look at Mike. Like if it was somebody else who was just this great guy, but I don't know if I can trust Brandy for herself in a particular way.
I think that
especially if that's what she wants.
That initial physical attraction she got from Mike is just really, really strong. You know what I mean? Like her friend felt the same thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? She didn't even ask him no questions. There wasn't no background, nothing. It was like the friend didn't even care. It was like Mike looked good, so I'm gonna just focus on that.
Yeah, but is that the energy has her at 35 and never having a committed relationship? Is that her pattern?
Well,
that's not enough.
Probably. So I was saying that because when they were together, it was kind of like the friend didn't even reach for any substance in Mike, which is why the decision was so tough, right? Because I don't even think she got past the physical.
Yeah. I love this color on her. That green was beautiful on her skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks great. They're all starting to look a lot better. Like they're definitely like wardrobe and everything. Like everyone's starting to look a little more stuff. Because I remember from y'all season, from the jump, me and Jamie talked about it every episode we talked about. We're like, everyone looks so good. Everyone's dressed. Everyone looks good. And I feel like I was expecting that from Miami. And I feel like later now they're starting to all really kind of like show up a little more, which is
You
nice.
said last season they look good, Gus?
Your season.
What is funny,
Sabrina, your tone.
Huh? What?
Should I accidentally put? Why are you laughing?
Because your tone is hilarious.
You said last season, girl?
Like,
Are you sure?
question mark.
No, I said your season.
Okay, yeah, our season looked real good. We was real good.
Yeah, we talked about it all the time. Every episode, we would like shoot you guys out for your like whatever you were wearing and how great you looked. I just don't feel like I'm doing that as much anymore.
We were pumped. We
But
thought
now
we were
this
gonna
episode, I felt like they pulled up a little. Huh?
we thought we were gonna keep watching the show and be like, damn, they about to come out and give us something
Totally.
grown and sexy. And then they
Miami.
were like, never mind.
I think they're doing okay. I think they're doing
Okay. Yeah, it's not
Okay
bad, but
is-
it's not.
Yeah.
Is
But
that what
tonight
we
they did
came to
better.
this earth
I'm
to
saying
do?
this episode was better. She looked beautiful is what I was trying to say. A lot of the, besides, not to be an asshole, but I felt like someone just talked about Swayze showing a red tank top, but the one that reminds me of Zadia, she hasn't really like put as much effort as the other girls have in, I think, physically yet.
I don't think that's her style. She seems like she
Who are
just
y'all
doesn't-
talking about?
Kadian. She doesn't really do too much. She doesn't do a lot of lip, a lot of dressing, a lot of
Yeah, she's done a
heels.
lot more outside of the show than on the show. If you look at the IG posts,
She probably learned
you'd
from
be
watching
like,
it.
God damn, Katie.
You guys got to watch and learn and be like, oh,
Not wrong.
what's up?
What?
Yeah.
No, I mean, they all seem like they lost weight. They fit now. You know what I mean? The cast.
You talking about Miami?
Ladies, yeah.
You talking about like now,
That's
like in
awesome.
real life
Yeah,
right now?
Yeah.
They
current
lost weight
present
because
time.
they probably wasn't feeding them like they wasn't feeding us. I lost weight too. I was always hungry.
Mm-mm. I can't be hungry.
I tried to take some of the food off set, and I got yelled at a few times because they was like, "Sabrina, put the food back." And I was like, "I'm hungry."
I'm hungry.
So
That's crazy.
in real life. So yeah, I think also too with this scene, and I'm gonna pull this picture up of Mike and Randall, because remember he's like, "You got it, bro, you got it." I mean, it's to the point where how many times does Mike have to show us, and Kayla acts like she doesn't see it, that he's just not into her, period. He pretty much was like, yeah, you know, it's this. All right, let me just keep it 100. It's because she was kissing the other dudes. As a matter of fact, one probably get ready to show up. One of the ones that she kissed, and you know, and lo and behold, and she looks so uncomfortable. Randall shows up. Randall sits down. He's like, see, he's a charmer. He's this, he's that. It's like he's trying to beef up Randall for her friend. So it's like he can like bow out gracefully without looking like the bad guy or something. That's what I kind of get from it. I mean,
I think that's insecurity and sensitivity. I think that's him deflecting and trying to like, because he's intimidated or something. Everything he's doing, then don't give Kayla Kayla feels that way because he's throwing stuff at her. He's not giving Kayla something to feel. He knows what he's doing, but now he's trying to be like, oh, I'm not doing anything. And there's this guy, he's so much better because you want to kiss him too. He's trying to use that like reverse psychology, and it's immature. It's like
very,
little boy
very manipulating. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, because he knows how Kayla feels, and he knows he's giving her just enough for her to have hope that there could be something. And
he is. I think
it's toxic.
He's making me tired. That's all. Go ahead, Tyrone.
I think he is feeling Kayla, but not for the right reasons. You know what I mean?
I think he's feeling her more than he's letting us know, but he doesn't think she's gonna give it to him. So he's trying to put his defenses up and act like this so that he protected himself.
I feel like there's a lot more going on behind the scenes that we're not seeing.
Probably
because she did say in that one scene,
they slept together for sure
after they leave.
I wasn't saying all that.
I just did for you. You can tell they have for sure slept together.
Absolutely.
So obvious.
Something happened. Exactly.
She did
Something.
say she was gonna wait for him after they left.
She was like, I'll be back after they leave. I'm like, Kayla, who was they? What you talking
Talking
about?
about production.
But that whole stand-up scene last time was, I felt like, because of that, like
It was
he
that.
didn't want her to say nothing, that he wanted to be right there just in case he could catch it coming out of her mouth. Wait a minute. I was like, okay, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Exactly. If a man wants you, he would not find reasons to not be with you. Period.
But for the relationship,
He gonna come get you.
for the relationship, I think he's saying, you know, subconsciously, for a relationship, you can be with that guy. You know what I mean? But for everything else, I'm here.
Right. Holla at me.
But he
Holla
just
at
can't
me.
come out and say it.
Hit
Say
me on the
those
hip.
words. He feeling
He
like he
couldn't.
needs to drop it, and she needs to
He
be
could
smart
never.
enough to pick up whatever he's saying instead of just, you know, saying it.
He doesn't want to say it because then he won't be able to keep dragging her along on a string.
Correct.
True.
Thank you, Miss
You
Bell.
gotta stick by it if he says it. That's why so many guys are quiet. When they're so quiet, they don't want nothing to come out that you could hold them to, that you could bring up later, that's gonna allude to too much. He's just too quiet for me.
Well, he knows Brandy's gonna see all this footage.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not buying the whole Brandy thing. I don't think.
But
I
the
don't
way
know.
he acts happens in front of her. He does it right in front of her.
Well,
You
there's a
too
lot
young.
he can't. There's a lot he can't help. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot he can't help
But
because it's just in him.
and then too, Randall comes in, and this is what made me feel some type of way about Kayla. And she is, I just wish she would see her worth, because in real life, like her friend asked Randall, she's like, is Kayla one of your top connections? He's like, she's one of my connections. Like, no one is confirming, like, yes, she's who I want to be with. Like, no one is validating her. No one is saying she is the one. But then she goes and talks to her friend, and then she's in confession when she's like, I don't know who I'm gonna choose. I'm like, honey, no one's choosing you.
That's a fact, though.
No one's choosing. She's like, oh God, I have a decision. You don't have any decisions, Kayla. I love you. Please don't be upset with me. But you don't have any decisions to make.
You're
up until this
100%
point
right.
From what we see.
Yeah, I think if she wanted them, she could get them. But I think
She doesn't know her self-worth.
She's undecided herself. Yeah, and exactly.
I don't think she knows her self-worth. It was very telling when she cried.
Yes.
She knew she had to change her patterns. She is at the point right now where she recognizes what needs to change, but it's not happening. And that is a very frustrating, hard place to be in.
Yeah. So that's why I was saying, girl, own it. Own how you feel, you know, in that moment.
The reality is that she don't have no options. So she needs to just
move on. If you still want to be a savage, then be a savage.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? Own it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just an unfortunate situation, because I think that she would be great for someone. And just like her friend says, like, I think Miss Demita Joe said it too. Like, she was sitting there staring at Mike the whole time. And
he was pawning her off.
And Randall was staring at her.
Right. And it was like she didn't hear any of that crap because she was too busy making love. She was making love to him with her eyes. So
someone that doesn't want you, someone that doesn't even want you, you're trying so hard.
For men, y'all are very clear on when y'all see a woman, or you see a situation where a man doesn't want a woman. Like, y'all can read it. And a lot of women can too, but there are, like, you know, sometimes, like I said, if he's giving her just enough hope, she's going to hold on to that hope because of what she wants. And I do think she was crying because she recognized her pattern. Like, I definitely have been there where I was like, okay, hold up. I keep picking these kind of dudes. I need to go over here. But, you know, I think that whole thing was uncomfortable when Mike was grabbing on Randall's shoulders. I'm like, what are you doing? What is this? And I don't know. I think that I think that he wants something from her, but he's just stringing her along to stay, you know, in the process, I guess.
I don't think she knows her worth. I'll say it one more time. I don't think she knows her worth. Like, she's not aware of herself. She's always undermining her worth by going for people that aren't ready and don't want it. She thinks it's funny when someone can't say Pinot Grigio, like that person said. Like, you are a grown-ass man. You don't know what the fuck Pinot Grigio is?
That's not funny. I'm going to need you to...
You're
not in 7th grade trying wine for the first time. Oh, that's not Boone's. No, it's Panagranio. What?
Yeah.
Pinot Grigio. Oh, that was funny in 7th grade. We're grown adults.
But that's how he looks at her, like a homie, someone to play
Disgrace,
with.
Pinot Grigio.
That's exactly
like
what he did by doing that. Like if he would have done that to me while I would have been sitting there with my wine and my pinky out, I would have been like, little boys, like stop.
Sir.
Like don't address
100%.
me. Address me accordingly. Like why are you mocking me? Like oh my god, like Mike, stop it. Like can we?
I'm sorry, Mike, that you don't know what good taste is.
But I allowed men that I really, really liked, that I knew I don't think that liked me that much. I allowed them to get away with so much crap, the way they talked.
You didn't know your self-worth.
And exactly because I didn't. And I used to be like, you're so silly. Try that crap now. It won't fly. And that's how I felt in that moment for her. Like, girl, stand up and be like, nigga, what you mean? What are you saying? You know what the fuck I was saying? Like, that's what I wanted her to say. You know exactly what I said. Like, what you don't. Okay, stop. Whatever. Like,
it's Pinot Grigio. It's on the bill that you're about to get. It's spelled out. Thank you for buying me drinks. See you later.
Like, it made me feel some type of way. I didn't like that. Like,
yeah, that was a turn off for me.
I would have been like, I'm sorry.
I feel you, Sabrina. That's funny.
Yeah. God.
Like, where are we gonna go? What are we gonna do if we don't even know Pinot Grigio?
Like,
what kind of life do you want to live?
Who are you?
I'm gonna say that was editing. I'm gonna say that was editing, and Mike knows what Pinot Grigio is.
That's kind of you. That's
absolutely. But he was messing with her. He was messing with her on a childish level.
Exactly.
I can't, and I won't.
Period. Tyrone trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. No.
I think he done already synced. I said it. He done already synced what it is from Kayla's initial reaction to him, and it's probably a reaction that he gets a lot. And I was saying Kayla's with the shits, and Kayla saw Mike, and her, there's like an instinct that just felt good to her. So it was like, this little challenge that feels good to try to get with Mike and play in that space of this sexual tension.
Win the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And they both kind of gravitate towards that, and it's hard for them to get past, what they feel naturally and like what feels good to them. There's, and I've said it before, like there's a person you want to be and there's a person you are, and I'll just leave it at
We're talking about justice again?
I am that person.
Yes. Yeah. Or you can be that person. Just own it,
Yeah.
Yes.
Honey, I'm too much for me.
But when you keep spending your time playing with people playing games, you can't even trust who you are.
Exactly.
Right. Because the person ends up liking you and you start to feel some type of way about it because you gave them their representative. So eventually you realize they don't like you. And no, they don't like you. They like your representative because that's what you showed them.
And then you don't continue to like yourself. So how are you going to let someone like you?
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. When you don't like yourself, how are you going to show up as that person?
RuPaul, if you don't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else?
Yeah.
It's really simple.
It's really simple.
There's no capacity.
I love to get. Because I really love myself. I do it. It took me a long time to get to where I am right now. I'm pretty fabulous.
I get it.
It took me a long time to get here, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I need to teach a class.
Well, to be fair, not to go back to my pretend boyfriend Samson, you can tell he loves himself in a very genuine, authentic level because he's done the work. Just like you're talking about, Sabrina. It takes work. It's really simple.
It does.
Because you have to unprogram yourself from all the shit that all the mistakes you made, not mistakes, just life. You just have to really find yourself and be like, I am good enough. I am okay. This is me. I accept all that I am and love that. So much easier said than done.
Yeah, like it took me 12 years, but it's crazy because I literally had to hit rock bottom. I mean, suicidal thoughts. I mean, it was bad. I literally had to hit rock bottom, and I had to work myself back up. And literally, and it was a journey. It was a journey, and it was an amazing journey. And it's so funny. quick story. That was actually how Sedora got here, my daughter, because I was like, I feel like either I'm going to die or something's going to kill me. And I was like, I want to have a baby. Like, it was crazy how it happened. But yeah, and I was like, I want to leave a legacy, and, you know, and I don't want to leave this world without becoming a mother. And that was just one of the things that I wanted to do. And I don't know, that was just a crazy part, but absolutely it takes work. And it's so funny because when people talk to me, they're like, oh, some people, they love me and some people really hate me because of who I am. But you know, it doesn't matter because I love me so much. And I'm like, you hate me, I love you. What is that when Eddie Murphy's like, good morning, we're like, good, fuck you, and he's like, well, fuck you too. That's me, and I'm happy about it, you know.
Yeah.
Like, that's just me. I want to wake up and hear the birds. I want to look at the birds. I want to sing with the birds in the morning time. Like, I'm that person. So, but anyway,
that is so funny.
Right, I was with you all up until
putting the window up and like the birds.
No, I'm there, Sabrina. That's why I love you. I do too. I want to be like, hey, birds.
Right, that's me. I promise. My daughter's always like, Mom, something's wrong with you. I'm like, something's wrong with you too. For me, she's like, I know.
I've already started your fun for therapy.
Right. Oh God. But anywho, yeah, it's definitely wonderful. It's definitely wonderful to be at where I am, and I wish and I hope and pray all the time that I wish everyone could be exactly where I am in life right now, because it's such an amazing, beautiful place to not need validation and to not, you know, feel the curses and the challenges of the world that we live in right now. It's like, it's already hard enough from the things that we have to deal with outside, and to have to deal with them internally as well is one of the most challenging things that you could go through in life. And I don't wish any of that on anyone. So anyway, moving forward.
Unless it's going to get them to where they need to go. Because you all, you know, pain is quite the vehicle.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Where are my notes? Sorry, guys. So I'm going to find my notes real quick. Okay, here we go. So real quick, and we're going to jump. How do you guys feel that Mike came up? We're not even there yet. Mike came up with like 45 bouquets of flowers, some chocolates, a bottle of champagne for Brandy and Deja.
He did go all out. I was like, oh, let me put these tulips over here.
I was really confused. I was like, wait, is he doing this just so he can stay on the show? Like going extra and above because he knows he's going to get cut if he doesn't? Like, that's where my mind went. I was like, this seems very out of character. This came out of nowhere.
Dang. Mike? You're talking about with Mike?
Yeah.
No, I feel like people started to choose, and you could see it. And that was just him choosing Brandy.
You talking about Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You buy that, Tyrone? So that's what you feel? You feel, because you're pretty good at observing. You feel
like him
Mike
making it official. It's official. Like,
do you think he's making it official though? Because the other ones didn't work. Like, there's something weird. It's a little sketchy to me. I don't know. I feel like he's, like y'all said, they'll date and then they'll break up. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing it. I don't know if he's doing it for the right reasons. If that makes sense.
Hey, I'm not getting into that. I'm just saying when it comes to the show.
I mean, they were talking about Samson bringing his gift. So he probably was like, I have to step my game up.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
But Samson's never not brought a gift, and I don't think he knew Samson. I don't think he knew Samson was going to be there.
They learned.
Oh, that's right.
You know, he don't know Samson's going to be there.
Well, they don't know who's going to be there. So did he know that Samson was one of her connections? He might have known he could possibly be there, but I don't know. I thought it was weird because it looked like it was. I guess it was from the bar. It was a bottle of champagne, and then it was some roses.
Yeah, I can't find that picture.
Mike just felt like I'm about to meet one of Brandy's friends on camera.
Okay.
He said it.
Yeah, let me do what I gotta do.
Show up.
Let me go all out. Okay.
Got the picture here.
Too easy.
Yeah,
I don't trust him, so I don't trust that. I think that's the problem. I don't trust him, so I don't trust that being his motivation. I think that's my own shit though. But there's something about him I don't trust it.
Yeah, I can't get
with him. You have intuition, you know, for a reason. So
I can't get with him either. I don't know what I'm looking at.
So how did y'all feel about Samson and Brandy's date going in? Do you feel like that their connection really is getting stronger? Like, do you see them actually maybe having a strong connection on the show moving forward towards the end, like D-Day?
Not while Mike is involved. I think Mike got her attention.
See, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I literally felt like Samson could get with anyone that he was on screen with. And it just
he could because they were down or because he's capable?
No, like he was being open to actually dating everyone that he was on screen with. And this is just another example. Being open to actually dating everyone that he was on. And this is just another example.
The reverb.
Oh my God.
To actually dating everyone.
I'm back.
Was that me?
No, I had my YouTube up. Also, I had to close it out. My apologies, because I got the picture. You know, my picture wasn't in the files in the archives. Go get it.
I feel like it was just Samson being Samson.
Here we go.
Did he not bring? Did Samson not bring Sharice's friend a gift? I thought he did.
He didn't bring Sharice's friend.
He didn't anything.
Sharice something, right?
Oh, he brought the friend. Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Mike brought.
I think he did.
We have Roberta in the comments saying Samson didn't bring Sharice a gift when he met her friend, but did he bring Sharice a gift?
But I think he brought her something at housewarming or something. He's already gifted
like a
her.
bottle of wine or something.
Yeah.
Hold on. No, I was getting ready to say no. He brought her flowers. I thought.
So I thought he brought her something.
I thought he brought her flowers.
But not the friend.
Maybe that was
not the friend.
No,
the friend.
But we're just in the comments. I was trying
to call him.
Oh, I can't see the comments.
Copy.
Oh, hold on. What is it? She actually told her. Actually, Aubrey looks like it hurt her to hear it though. Hold on. What was it?
Samson didn't bring. It's two above that one. Samson didn't bring Sharice a gift.
Oh, when he met her friend.
And I genuinely don't remember. I was like, wait, maybe I'm so used to him bringing gifts that I thought he did.
Not a Hershey bar with some almond.
Before he picked the dog up, I really thought that he walked in. Y'all are funny.
With almonds, right? Because that is.
But with almonds, though, not the
sure.
Yeah. Someone said Lockie, and she said, "I think Mike will disappoint Brandy."
He will.
No doubt. Oh,
is that bad?
Well, no, I just want to manifest that for them, but like it.
I think it's just all. I feel like it's just a sexual chemistry. I feel like if they did start dating in 6 months, I don't know.
I just think Brandy don't know better.
I don't think Brandy knows better, and I don't think Mike realizes he's not bringing anything to the table yet. I think he has a lot of growth.
But that's perfect because he's
great for each other because they're both figuring it out. Yeah.
I just feel like Mike ain't trying to have no more kids either in real life. He trying to have no more kids.
But he told the friend that he's open to it. I was like, since when?
I just don't think
since he wanted to stay on the show.
When he was at the white party, when they were talking about it, was it the white party? He said, I ain't really trying to have no kids, pretty much.
He basically said it. When he said it in the last show, I was like, okay, when did you say that? Because
but I mean, things could change. Things could change because I know with me, I was like, I ain't want no more kids, and I'm like, but if the right sperm donor come around, then maybe,
That's true. I forgot about that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, because how a billionaire gonna come to me and be like, have my baby, and I'm gonna say no.
You're not.
Right. I'm like,
I'm not.
Where they do that at? Yeah, I was like,
jokes. I'm just saying no. Okay. So, oh my God. So moving forward with, and does anyone have anything else to say about Samson and the Mike date? Because it seemed like during this date, Samson was more like, Mike was more like, yeah, Samson, I knew you were going to be here. So that's why I went ahead and got some flowers because I knew you. It was like he was trying to outshine Samson. But when it was Randall, it was like, no, Randall, you got her. You got her. Let me tag you in. It was just a different kind of energy that Mike was bringing on this date.
Two different men.
Yeah.
And there's none of these men seem to have good energy. Like, I'm like, can you guys be nice and kind and thoughtful, like genuine? Where'd that go? And then I'm thinking, like, maybe I should move to Miami because I feel like guys from LA. This feels like LA. I'm like, oof.
Child, it's men everywhere. It's just
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm not even sure it matters where you're at. You just got to link with the right person.
With the right.
Look how cute Samson looks in that picture. He's so sweet. I love him.
Oh, let me put it back up for you.
He's just so genuine. I love all the Samson haters too, because I know exactly who you are then if you hate him. He's so cute. Look at him. Hodafez, Salom, Chetori.
Samson June.
Wowzers.
Sabrina, not wowzers.
I like Samson. I think he's a good guy. He's grown on me because in the very beginning I was like, I don't know. He's just too perfect, but he's growing on me definitely. I still feel like that it's just too soon for me. I still need more. It's just me. Maybe I have trust issues, I don't know. I'm woman enough to admit it, but I just feel like, especially when it comes down to TV and reality TV, and especially a person that knows how to handle themselves well, like I don't know. I just feel like is it good TV? Like, is he just that good? I don't know. Like, did he take some acting classes before? I just don't know. And I just feel like I just need more time. But from what I see so far, he seems like an amazing guy. His Instagram, I didn't want to go on his Instagram. When I went on his Instagram, I was like, oh my God, he's perfect.
But then, I want us to be careful with the word perfect too, because then when somebody does something that doesn't seem perfect, even if it's small, then we start to expound on that. If you're getting a good vibe and you're liking what you're seeing, it could just be that for the moment. And when he shows or gives you something else, it's going to be that for a moment. Because the whole he's perfect, I don't know, I worry about that too, because then that puts him in a box where can he feel like he can be human around you if that's what we're holding him to, Yeah.
Well, that's what I was just going to say, actually. I would like to see how human he actually can be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd like to have a conversation with him and actually see more of him. We haven't gotten that from him.
I kind of felt like I saw that.
He was on for 2 hours last week, right?
Yeah, he was definitely that when he came on here. You would have loved it.
Yeah, he was very.
I was supposed to be here.
Yeah.
No, like and I'm gonna keep it 100. After he came on live with us, I feel like this is what I was waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I was waiting for, because during the live, to me personally, these are the opinions and views of my own, and I am not affiliated. But I felt like we wanted to put that disclaimer. But I just keep feeling like that what I see on TV was not the Samson that I got on that live the other night. And what I saw on that live was a real person that is not always perfect, that doesn't always say the right things, and can also make mistakes. Mm-hmm. And that's when I was like, now I think I like him. Now I feel him, because he showed me that he was not perfect. On TV, that's what I see. I see perfect Samson. But that live made me question some of the things that he said. Like, it was a lot of people in the chat that's like, I get it now. I understand what he's saying. But it was a lot of stuff and the way that he was acting kind of was off-putting to me. And it made me kind of look at him like, I didn't expect you to act like this, or I didn't expect you to say this. And I'm just saying this is just me. And I'm not saying he said or did anything wrong. I was just taken back by it, because I wasn't expecting him to say and act that way.
I did, because you know what? He reminds me of you, Gus.
I was just going to say, it sounds like me.
Yeah, no, I know you, and I know how kind and how sweet and how you can be, but when you're standing behind your convictions, you're like, this is what it is. You don't have to love it. What are you not getting? This is what I'm saying. You're hearing, like, just very, like, how we all can be. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's not what I said. This is not what I'm saying. What are you not hearing?
A lot of people try to misconstrue things to their own agenda and their own perspective, because they haven't evolved enough to see more than one. And it seems like he's innately has multiple perspectives going on at once. So he's very clear in what he's saying. Yes, there are people that say things, they don't mean it that way. He seems like he's someone that's being very direct and sincere when he says it. But it is very hard for people in this world to actually absorb that and acknowledge that, because they can't do that for themselves a lot of the time.
Yeah. I do have to give it to, was it Jeremy? Is his name? I mean, I felt like he was being genuine in his questions and clarity. And I think this is where also when you're at it's not even about a certain level of maturity. I just feel like everybody was at a space where it's like he was willing to listen. Because I've seen people who will sit in their delusion and be like, well, and then maybe when he gets off and be like, well, that's not really, or just cheeky like that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like everybody involved was very open to really hear. And I really think that that's what Jeremy needed to get actually clear, because he wasn't really hearing what he was saying in a particular way. And he kept asking until he got that clarity. And Samson kept talking until he gave it to him. And that's what it was.
I like the fact that he was even willing to come up there and talk to Jeremy. You know what I mean? Because I felt like that was what was going on. He was talking in the chat, and then Jeremy was asking the questions. So when he came up there, he was like he wanted to talk. But I felt like it was big of him to do that. And I don't know. I felt like I understood him a little bit more after that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cancel culture in this world right now, and they just they can't see it from another way, so they just want to be like, no, that's what you meant. And it's like
too black and white.
Yeah.
There's so many nuances and colors and the way we mess up words and verbiage these days, and this means that, and this is what I heard, and all this stuff. It's nuts.
Yeah. Everyone's really overly sensitized by hearing things in such a particular way that they can't hear it outside of that narrative. And that's the scary part.
Right. Exactly. People are sometimes limited to their own personal experiences, and that's why it makes them hard to hear other people at times. But if you're willing to listen and open your perspective, you'll learn something, even if you don't agree with it.
100%. Mm-hmm. And by the way, Samson and I are cool. We follow each other on Instagram. Like, we're cool. So I'm just having fun, by the way.
Yeah. And yeah, I think he's cool as the fan. You know what I mean? Like outside of the show, and I think he's cool. But when I'm
out with him, I think he'd be cool peeps.
What's wrong?
Outside the show, I feel like hanging out with him in person would be a fun time, a good time.
Yeah, I
Tyrone, I can't wait to hang out with you.
I was like, when I come to Miami, I told him, I was like, when I come to Miami, I was like, we hanging out. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's.
And you Demeter Joe, of course.
Yeah, when I go down there, I'm gonna have to call y'all and be like, yo, let's do a Miami weekend.
I was gonna say, let's go at the same time. I'm trying to get to Miami
2 months ago.
Absolutely.
I'm feeling my emotions. Okay.
Let's do it.
Bienvenido,
I will be there.
Oh no, we're dead serious. Yeah.
Like October or November. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, it has to be during break. I'm in school now with her. So, yeah.
December.
Whole mommy thing I'm doing over here.
Thanksgiving break.
Yeah, but we're definitely I'm gonna have to check my schedule, but we're definitely gonna have to make it work. I would love for us to do that and hang out. We would have so much fun. Okay, so next up we have, oh God, I didn't even look at these pictures. Look at Justice's face.
Arms crossed.
Looney.
I almost forgot about this.
Yeah.
I did too.
I didn't. I've been waiting to get to this one.
This is the one.
First of all, Looney looks so much like Brandy to me, the singer.
Like
Don't y'all think so? Brandy, the singer.
She gives the vibes.
She does.
She gives me that vibe so hard.
The braids in the eyes.
Yep.
This was the day where Justice was saying that he can look at you and have sex by just looking at you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Good night. Yes.
Good night, actually, Aubrey.
Yes. Good night. Let me get okay, so Samson is meeting Brandy to Champagne's right decision. He could go for it. Oh, yeah. And then Samson does say that Brandy has options and she will make the right decision. And her friend could not give her an answer because she liked both men. Justice is meeting with Looney and her friend. She asked him how does he she asked him when does he require sex. He states that he doesn't think about that he could have it in multiple ways. He doesn't have to touch you. He can just look at you and it just pretty much happens right away. And Looney's friend says that she could see her and Justice together, but Looney would intimidate LJ and that she is Team Justice. It's getting late. Sorry. So in that scene, it's an unfortunate situation because even with Justice trying, it was like pulling teeth. And I just think at this point, I don't know who said it. I think Gus said it. He's just tapped out at this point. Like he's just done.
He never tapped in.
Oh
Right.
yeah. And then I remember you said that too.
Like I can't.
Never.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? It's like nails on a chalkboard at this point. It's like,
Yeah. Facts. And then LJ, to me, honestly, I just feel like LJ's like, man, I'm just gonna ride this wave, man.
Totally.
He's like, as
Yep.
long as I keep going on these dates, you know. So I just feel like LJ is like living his best life at this point. He's like, I make a connection, I make one. I don't.
I feel like LJ is being who he thinks he needs to be. I don't know if we're really seeing the full version of who he is because he's not really giving me anything either. He's a nice guy. But this is why that whole, women don't like nice guys. Yeah, but it's like, it's not that we don't like nice guys. Well, you fronting. Who are you?
Right, are you the nice guy? And it's crazy that a person would, I guess I can say I've done this back in the day, but like if you're presenting something that you think that somebody wants, you don't know this person. So how do you know what they want? Like you are just better off being yourself. So my 45-year-old self knows that now, but
right.
You're 45. Yeah. Oh my God, you look amazing. You look like a little kid.
I have a 20-year-old. So
that's insane.
Wow, you look so good. I probably would have given you 35, 36-ish.
Girl, stop
Easy.
I was thinking like 33. Yeah.
So my stomach doesn't look 33. Okay, so now that I said that, if y'all do follow me, those of you that want to work out and stuff like that, I am on a year challenge where I'm working out 3 to 4 times a week, and I do a fit vlog. So I'm trying to provide motivation for other people who are 40 and over and may want to change their habits. Anyway, I just wanted to.
Awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, congratulations, man, for real.
Yeah, we're all in the 40s club, and I know that I definitely have.
Yes,
be very clear on what I do.
50s club.
Woo! That's crazy.
Yeah, looking like she's 23.
All y'all look good.
It's the wigs.
Jamie's 42. You in your 40s?
I'm 40.
Are you serious?
She just turned it.
I did.
I'm shocked about all that. Okay.
We all look good, honey.
Yes.
I'm trying to
get you quiet over there. What's simmering in
arms? And
yours?
I'm trying to get Sabrina arms.
My arm.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Brewing. I can feel
huge.
I'm gonna have to follow.
Mm-hmm.
This is small compared to.
I feel like we all be in the gym trying to go hard. Or work out and figure that out. Keep it going.
I just be trying to pick myself off the floor.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I just love to eat. As soon as I can figure out how not to eat anymore.
Oh my God, somebody help me.
I would be perfect if I don't eat no more. But unfortunately, I love food. Yes. So let me pull my notes out. So pretty much ladies meet with Tommy and someone has to go home. We have Kayla who is meeting with Justice, and we have Looney who is meeting with LJ. And pretty much this is what I said earlier, how LJ was like, I already know, give it to me. Don't sugarcoat it. Just let me know what it is. Because I really felt like in my heart that he thought that he was going home tonight or that night. Yep. And so did y'all have anything to say about Looney and LJ's date? Because LJ got another chance.
I would have understood if they sent LJ home. I just feel like it's becoming clear that the ladies just ain't feeling him like that. And I feel like it's becoming clear to him that the ladies just ain't feeling him like that. I felt really bad when he was on another date with Justice, because I feel like he's intimidated by Justice.
Yes.
He made a comment a few episodes earlier where he said he felt like Justice was the competition for Looney. And it was on a date where Justice wasn't even feeling Looney at all. You know what I mean? Basically, he was saying, I'm about to break Looney into the process again. And then
Oh, I remember that.
yeah,
You
and
did not
LJ
remember
felt
that.
like that was some competition when it wasn't.
Yeah,
Right.
because he was the only one calling her because he was the only one that got her number. But it's interesting that now it's
Yeah,
not.
I
I
think
thought he was going to soar on with that one.
I think
Yeah.
Looney definitely, sees something in Justice right now, and if it's between LJ and Justice at the same table, then she's gonna lean towards Justice, and the friend probably will too if that's all the friend can see in that moment. You know what I mean?
That was her only
No,
option.
no shade to LJ. Just I just don't think the ladies is feeling him like that.
I don't know. If that was me and I had those two options, I would expect Jamie to be like neither.
Mm-hmm.
Between
Pass.
LJ and Justice?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just with both of them. Just, if they both didn't work, I'm saying that doesn't. I don't want my friend to be like, well, one has to work. No, if you don't think they both work, tell me they both
Tell
don't
me
work.
that, right?
Exactly.
Walk away at the bridge.
Yep.
But
It was like I have two to choose from. I got to pick one.
I think Looney's kind of for the shits too. You know what I mean?
Clearly, because she likes Justice.
Exactly. Thank you. Yes.
Ain't fooling nobody.
When she said there was
Right.
something in when they were doing deliberations,
Mhm.
and they were talking about Justice. I think Shanika may have made a comment about what her friend said about Justice, and then they cut away to Looney, and she was like, "Girl, just because he's not trying to float your way, don't be hating." I was like, "Looney, are you looking at what we're looking at?"
Looney, you looking loony. You looking
Right.
loony.
Yeah.
Simmer down,
She
baby girl.
even had something to say about Swayze when it was a red flag that he didn't date black women for 3 years.
That
She
was
was like, oh,
the
just from what I heard, that's
because
a
you
no
weren't
for
even
me.
there.
And
Right,
you
she
heard
wasn't
that's
even there.
hearsay, 100%. That was false information.
But she was real deep about that. Oh no, I don't tolerate that. I was like, but you don't even know really what happened.
Exactly.
And you're like a guy,
Try to
you
clean
like
it up.
justice.
Yeah.
Like
Correct. So what are we really talking about here?
yeah.
Let's talk about it.
I'm just trying to stop my eyes from rolling.
Man.
Let them roll. Let them roll. Don't do that to the poor eyes.
I don't know. Maybe I've come across this kind of person too much in my life, but he just he's wearing the asshole suit. Like
100%.
It's right there. So I'm just like confused. Like, how do y'all not see it?
You're 45.
But you know,
though.
people be at different
You're
levels in their
45 and
life.
grown. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true.
Because I know I've dated a person or two where my friends were like, can you see him? Are you looking at what I'm looking at? I'm like, but he's nice and he's sweet and we talk and like
I definitely
like
him. You're right.
I've been that girl.
I know.
Crazy. This is cringy though. Like to even
It is crazy.
I have been there before, but to even admit it and look at the justice and be like, okay.
Because what, homegirl here, she 30, like
yeah, but then
10, 15 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I do like when he said something about his club and she was like, no.
Sabrina and her screenshots,
Right. I love that. When she was like, no, I'm not ever coming to your club. That's a perfect screenshot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
He really just went on there to get business for his club. That's all he went on there for.
Yeah.
That has to be it.
And honestly, in his head, he's like, I don't have to stay on the show. I don't have to make it to the end. Because in real life, he got his 15 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm not going to his club. I don't like his energy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, did he really do it well?
Correct.
You could have came correct. You could have came correct, and you could have got a lot of business. You chose not to, and
yeah. But maybe
because it's a difference between a bunch of chickens coming out and a bunch of eagles coming through. Like, come on, just to have heads in the building and on your phone. You want chickens?
Do you want money or do you want
bodies? Just bodies, yeah.
Right.
Just fill it up.
Wowzers, guys.
Do y'all think that he's gonna do interviews?
Not the wowzers again.
Chickens? You like chickens?
Chicken head. That's all I keep thinking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired.
Just to have the house full?
I'm tired.
Go off.
God, Lord of mercy. Okay, so at the end of the dates, LJ gets another chance. He gives Looney a high five. Is it Looney? Yes. And Kayla pretty much lets Justice knows that his time has ended, and Justice says, you know, it's cool, whatever. And then he does invite Kayla to his club on Friday nights. And she's like, I'm definitely not going to go because I refuse to continue to listen to Justice talk about himself again. So that's how we are ending episode number 7. So did you guys feel like that they made a good decision with picking Justice instead of LJ, or do you guys feel like LJ should have went home over Justice?
I'm with Tyrone halfway. I think they both should have gone. I think it should have been a double elimination.
I understand. I feel like there's a point where production is just tired of you. You know what I mean? For real. And like he wasn't giving production nothing to work with.
Nothing.
And they have jobs.
You know, and they gotta sell the show. And they're like, this dude is not doing anything.
He's not showing up. Yeah.
Like we can work with LJ for another
They
week.
were nice. Because if I was production, he would have been kicked a long time ago. Give me that not showing up energy. I would have been like, I'm sorry, you need to get off your queen throne right here.
Yeah.
And this was edits that we got, so I don't know what he was doing behind the scenes. I would like to. I wonder if he's gonna do interviews. I'm just at a loss with him, so I was glad to see him roll out.
Yeah, I think we've seen enough to be like, this is just who he is.
Yeah. Yeah. I was finished. I could be totally okay if I never saw Justice again.
Yeah, I did see a picture floating around with him and 2 women, and he had on like these camel color pants.
I was like, I definitely don't want to see that.
Oh my God. He had on these glasses, and I was like, he's out, he's living his best life, so I can't even say anything. Have y'all seen that picture?
Say what you really want to say, Sabrina.
I said it already.
No, you didn't.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see if I can find this picture.
I refuse to follow him on Instagram.
I haven't even looked.
I don't follow him either, but you know,
the IG, right? Don't you feel like the cast has already seen each other's IG way before we have?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So think about that, and then how everyone's acting, you know, towards each other on the show.
Okay.
Right.
So once you see Mike's IG, it's a whole lot different than Samson's. I mean,
oh my God,
a whole lot different than.
This is what Samson was.
1 second, I was thinking of Samson for 1 second, and you had to say the name.
Look, y'all. This is what Samson was talking about. I was wondering what he was talking about.
When?
Hold on. Can y'all see this?
No, it's not big enough.
I don't know.
It's a picture of you, but.
What about it?
Hold on.
What does it say over there?
It says Sabrina and Samson would look good together. What do you think? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that either, to be quite honest.
I was thinking that too when he was on the show, but then I was like, well, maybe him and Jamie had something going on. I didn't know what was going on, but I was like, Sabrina.
Oh, when everybody was saying, yeah. So, and you even chimed in like, wait, what about me? I was like, I thought they would say something about you.
Why don't y'all just all get with Samson? Sabrina, Jamie, Gus.
Oh,
okay.
Whoa, wow.
Wow, Tyrone.
Wow, like just.
Okay, Tyrone, if you insist.
Oh my God. I love Gus because he's just so easygoing. I'm trying to find a picture.
Samson said he was booed up. He's not free. He's not available.
Oh, he did say that?
He did.
What did he say it on the live?
He did.
Okay, I thought he was like, I'm not saying.
Oh,
okay, whatever.
Yeah, he was pleading the fifth.
He didn't answer.
Was he abiding by his NDA?
He answered by not answering.
He was abiding by his NDA.
He said if he was available that he would, but if what he's got going on doesn't work out. That's what he said. He has something going
AKA
on.
meaning
Okay.
once the show finishes, we'll know what happened, and then we can move accordingly.
Correct.
Here we go. Here we go. I got it. I found it, guys.
With the camel
Don't
toe?
kill me. Don't kill me. Don't
The
kill me,
camel toe.
guys.
I hate
Don't
that.
kill me.
Oh Lord, what are we about to see?
What has
Oh,
happened?
my
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, see, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense to me. That's
and
all
so
of
does
it
the
right
camel
there.
toe.
Yeah, and all of it.
That's why you said it, Sabrina.
I said camel colored pants,
But you said
Yeah, but
camel toe
Camel
first.
toe, it's there.
but I meant camel colored.
But why you think you said camel toe, girl?
It was a mistake.
But I'm
Did he
just
used to
saying.
live in LA?
Okay, whatever. He, like I thought, he thinks he's like that.
Yep.
He's used
Go
to people
ahead.
coming to him.
Be 50, be
Yep.
60, be 70,
He's
be
gonna
80.
be the old
be
man in the
that.
club, adjusting his
100%.
balls and change, waiting for somebody to come over to him.
I
He's gonna
mean,
be
I've
12.
lived in LA.
They
Go-
all look like
you
that.
can
I'm like, I
have
feel
all
like
of
he used to live in LA. He looks like he used to live in LA.
Correct.
He be doing that.
And been hosting the same damn clubs since
But those girls
early
look like they
2000s.
work for him.
Huh?
They look like they work for him, like they're his bartenders. Or
Right,
something.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Like
he
they're
might
bottle
be
Or bottle
service
service.
girls.
right.
Yeah.
He might be promoting one of his parties or something.
Yeah.
Promoting his new pant line for camel toe. Mantle toe.
I can't. I can't.
I'm easily entertained. I'm sorry. That was funny.
That's
Oh,
why I
God.
think I'm funny, because we talk every day and she laughs at what I say.
I know. Cracking up.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate every last one of you. I love you so much. Thank you for taking this time out with me and doing this review. I always have such an amazing time with you guys. You are like my newfound family. Thank you to everyone in the chat. I appreciate you guys for keeping the chat going. Y'all are off the chain. It was so many comments I wanted to put up, but I did not. But I love you because y'all are off the chain. If you have not hit the like button, I would so greatly appreciate it if you hit a thumbs up on the way out. If you have not subscribed, you might want to, because we have some amazing content coming your way. And also, too, I would like to end with everyone going around the room and letting the audience know where they can find you amazing people. And we're going to start with Gus. And go.
Gustavo Victor Carr on Instagram and on TikTok. I'm never on either of them that much, but hey, I'm there.
Tyrone E. Wilson, Ty Wilson 21 on all social media platforms. Come find me.
Jamie Alexander. Make sure you spell my name correctly on YouTube and Instagram.
I'm Miss Demita Joe on YouTube, and on Instagram, I'm by Demita Joe. Thank you so much, Sabrina, for having me again, and I enjoy all of y'all.
I gotta follow you.
We would
I
love
know.
to
Follow you right
back.
now.
Name, all the nostalgia from your name, even on
Right.
alone.
Yeah, we would love for you to come back. But anyway, thank you so much, guys. Love you so
Thank
much.
you, Sabrina.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
Good night,
Bye.
y'all.